maybe he's not. Maybe they're not all billionaires. Maybe he's
they're all billionaires.
He is the one that
shops at Kohl's.
Yeah, he's the one that
he's rolling in Kohl's cash.
Everyone else is doing a little bit better than Mark Murphy.
A little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, to put it gently.
Yes.
Apparently they like green and gold.
Yeah.
He's a complicated fella.
He's a complicated fella.
So at that point, it was leaked that the Packers are the only team that were going to put a rule up against the Tush push. And Matt, let's start there. And a quick note here, Ryan. Apparently, the weather is so bad we're not on YouTube, according to Mike from Sauk Prairie.
We are as of 20 seconds ago.
Okay, all righty. So big weather coming after us. All right. So Matt, rehash your take about the soft as Charmin Green Bay Packers stance against the Tush push.
I mean, it's a bad play. Like, I think we can all agree it's not an entertaining play to watch. That said, if you're the team that tells everyone else in a league of 32 teams, you're the only one that said, hey, guys, I don't think that play is good for football, and it's high risk, and it needs to be eliminated from the game. Like, that is a terrible look. Now, that said, I've come around to, like, because we asked Jason Wilde maybe later that day what he thought, and he said there's a good chance that other teams, there's no point in, like, 5 teams all submitting it. So if there's other teams that are talking, they're like, hey, Packers, you're not an owner. You're just the president. You're out next year. Why don't you do us a solid and you bring this up? Because we'll all vote for it once it's like goes into the process, but we don't want to sign our names to it right now. And Murphy, you're out of here in like a year. Maybe you could help us out.
That was my question. Like, how much of this is actually just the Packers falling on the sword for other teams?
That's what I'm very curious about. If they did not fall on the sword for other teams, this was soft. This is.
Why are the Packers the team that need to fall on the sword? Like, what the perfect team to
just
fall on the
because
sword?
they're the ones with the president.
I would say it's
easy to push them around.
I think this is a Pollyanna take.
You're not a billionaire.
I think it's a Pollyanna take because if the team was going to do it,
I don't care what Polly or Anna say.
All right.
This is my take.
It's soft. And it's wish casting because if you were going to come up with a patsy team to do it, you'd pick a team that didn't lose to the Eagles twice.
Right.
If I'm the Packers, like, no. We lost to the Eagles twice last year.
That was my initial thought.
So go to an AFC team.
That's like my gut reaction.
You go to like the Texans or something, or the Jaguars.
I was thinking the Jaguars.
What if it was one of those like, we've already done the Packers a favor, they owe us?
Who? What? Give me an example.
I don't know. Any other situation?
Again, you're just saying what? You're just wish casting. Yes.
Yeah.
I think the Packers. I think they believed in this.
Maybe they did. They certainly could have, and that's soft. But again, I didn't even know the possibility that anyone else could have been involved was a thing when I first had this take about the Packers being the softest team in the NFL. If this is true, if they are,
Wilde gave you a slight out and you're racing towards it.
I mean, I want to because I don't want to. It's sad that I'm a fan of the team, the softest team in the NFL.
It's not your fault.
It is a soft take because if the Bears had this take, you guys would be, and all of the internet in Wisconsin would be dunking all over the Bears.
Right.
Totally. Has there been
I'd
any
be
other
like any team?
Has there been any soft rules that you guys can think of that are similar?
Cringe.
Well,
I mean, some of the changes to the return people could call soft. The kickoff return rules.
Yeah, I don't hate them actually. After watching them for a season,
I don't understand.
Didn't bother me too much.
The big hubbub over it. It's fine.
Mm-hmm. I still think there's like a way to tweak it where it's. If they're gonna move them up like that, I want them returning it more.
Yes.
Like if you're gonna make it safer to have return kicks, let's return more kicks. So like maybe if you kick it out the back of the end zone, they just keep moving it up. Maybe they start in the 30 now.
Okay. Well, we can worry about fine tuning, but the other news that has broken out, and we'll walk through it first before we get to our Siding Unlimited poll question here. So I think this is in order, thanks to Ryan to put together a daily primer. Tom Pelissaro, NFL Network, basically said this morning The Vikings have rejected multiple trade calls on J.J. McCarthy, telling other teams they're moving forward with him as their quarterback. The team plans to add a veteran, but they are not pursuing Aaron Rodgers at this time. So McCarthy enters the offseason as QB1. Diana Rossini, a little bit later from The Athletic, says the Vikings have strongly considered and will continue to monitor Aaron Rodgers as an option, but they're not ready to commit at this point in the offseason per sources, which does match basically what Tom Pelissero said. There's no in or out on Aaron Rodgers from Minnesota. They're simply not making a decision at this time. Now we wait to see what Rodgers wants to do, which I guess means wait more from Minnesota. I don't know if the Steelers is real or the Giants would be the other opportunity there. And then Adam Schefter said, nothing related to Minnesota has altered Aaron Rodgers' timeline. One source monitoring Rodgers' potential decision about the 2025 season said this morning, that one screams to me that someone in Aaron Rodgers' camp wants to make it clear that he was not dependent on the Vikings.
RELAX.
And it wouldn't be shocking that look, and this is not against Adam Schefter, reporters trying to get back into good graces with certain people, putting out the information that they want, would put you in those good graces. Like, these reporters, unfortunately, are used by teams and players to put out the information that they're looking for. And that's, like, Diana Rossini, these are all, Tom Pelissero and Adam Schefter are all transactional. They're all people giving them information that they want shared. So then in the future, they'll be able to continue to get information, and there are two sides of the story. The Vikings saying, we're not interested at this time, and Aaron Rodgers saying, well, I never was waiting anyways. And so
I don't think about you at all.
Both sides are being represented, so I don't know which one is fully true. I think Aaron would have preferred to play with Minnesota. The truth is usually in the middle. Mm-hmm. And Minnesota's like, hey, Aaron, we're not going to make you wait any longer, so if you want to go play somewhere else, go ahead, because we're still deciding.
Right.
And I think that's probably where it's at.
And then now he can say, I'm still deciding too.
Yes.
Like, I'm going to hold off. And I told Ryan, and he laughed at me earlier this week. I'm like, they're going to go all the way to the draft before Rodgers makes a decision. And he was like, what's too late? They're like, a week and a half? And I'm like, no.
Why did I laugh at you about this?
Didn't you think like, whoa, that's way too long?
No.
Oh.
I said it might be till like August.
Really?
I mean, depending on what other teams are waiting to see happens, yeah.
Interesting. I thought it was here on the show, too. It was during air time that I think you were a little surprised.
No, we definitely talked about this.
Yeah.
I just don't remember Prime's involvement.
I'd say it was Monday.
No, this was like last week.
Was it last week?
Wasn't it?
Well, either way, Rodgers is going to drag this out as long as he possibly can. And, I mean, his hand will be forced, like, say the Steelers and the Giants pick somebody up. Like, then you're looking at what, Cleveland?
So
maybe?
That's a different question. How long can Aaron Rodgers drag this out? Because
he's not he's not the only horse in this race. There's other quarterbacks that are in similar boats to Aaron Rodgers.
Well, and the Steelers just met with Jalen Milrose, who could be a potential first-round pick for them. I don't think they
Milrose? Is that a sitcom?
I'm sorry, what's the name?
Jalen Milroe.
Milroe.
Melrose Place.
Oh, my
right?
God. I added an extra E on it. Good Lord. Jalen Milroe. I'm trying to pull these names off the top of my head here. So, anyways, Milroe, they met with him. Mm-hmm. He ran like a 4.4, 4.340 today. So, he is a incredibly talented physically prospect. I don't know if he's ready to play right away. Shedeur Sanders is a name that the Giants are getting close to maybe wanting to take. There's more and more fuel to that fire. So, Aaron,
the Giants too?
I believe they're three. Yeah, they're three. So they might have to trade up, but now's the time they might make that decision. We'll go from 3 to 1, and now they're committed to their quarterback with Sanders. And then the Steelers could be the only chair in this musical chairs game.
Right. And then there's Russell, there's Flacco, there's...
Could be Cousins. So there's a lot floating out there. Kirk Cousins doesn't want to get, and I read this in a report, so I'm not making it up, penixed again. So he doesn't want to go anywhere till after the draft. Because he doesn't want to be in a situation where he's the starter just for a little bit.
Here's the thing. He was the starter all season until he pooped down his leg. And they gave Penix the keys to the car because Cousins wasn't doing much in the last couple games of his season.
Wasn't it that he didn't score a touchdown in like 8 straight games or something? Wasn't there some crazy stat like that?
It was bad. Like, it's not because they wanted to move on from Cousins. They were going to give him the entire season.
So is Cousins a starter somewhere?
No. Not
No,
correct.
I'm saying will he be? Does he play like a starter?
I mean, the first part of the season he was fine. It's just, yeah, I don't know. And I don't know what teams are thinking. Like, is it better to have Kirk Cousins for sure now or hold out and maybe get Rodgers and maybe not? Like, is Rodgers that much better where the holdout's worth it? Where you could upset Cousins and then he doesn't want to sign with you anyway? Like, I don't know. There's got to be, like, grudges and stuff that get held. You know what I mean? Like, what about half these quarterbacks that are going in for, interviews and working out and talking with teams and they don't hear back for a little bit? It's like going on a date and you don't get called back. You're like, man, I didn't impress him. And then get a call like a month and a half later, be like, hey, you want to go out again? You're like, well, where were you like a month and a half ago?
For Cousins, just an FYI, it also, I think, had to do with the team was basically not fully done, but kind of done. His second to last game as a starter, he threw for 344 yards. He threw a touchdown in his last game as a starter in December 16th. So, again, if you're a stat person, his touchdown-interception ratio was bad, but 3,500 yards and 67% completion percentage, 18 touchdowns. It was the 16 interceptions was the problem. Too many interceptions. But it wasn't, again, looking at the stats.
His numbers down the stretch okay?
That's what I just said.
Yardage-wise,
he didn't put the ball in the end zone.
But what about the last, 3 games? Where his yards and picks at?
245, and then that was the bad game he had against the Chargers, 4 interceptions. But then 344 against Minnesota, but no touchdowns there. But then he, against the Raiders, threw a touchdown and completed 65% of his passes. He didn't cover himself in glory there, but as of November 10th, he threw 8 yards per attempt, 300 yards, and 62% completion percentage in that game. So they wanted to go to Penix at that point because Cousins is middling. Mm-hmm. See, he was more average, and we're like, well, if we're average and we're losing, let's just go to the younger guy. And that was more of it with Cousins. He was coming off an Achilles just like Rodgers.
Right.
So, and I think his Achilles was later in the year. So if you're a team, you could sell yourself on the idea of like Kirk Cousins, fully healthy offseason, and he was average last year, then maybe we take a flyer on him. I'm not saying that that's where I want to be as a sports fan, but
right.
I think that's what teams are going to try to be selling themselves. But Rip and Rona trying to lionize the Packers, and we'll get to that in a minute. But I do want to get to our Siding Unlimited poll question. You can chime in on the Cardinals Talking text line 844-770-3776. This is more. Our Siding Unlimited poll question is, which is more, what's the word I want to use here, pathetic? Which is more embarrassing? Which is more embarrassing? The Packers push against the Tush push? The protest against the Tush push? Or Rodgers being put on the back burner by the Vikings? Because for Aaron Rodgers, his resume does not lend itself to be a guy who's been just put on the back burner. Like, not for now.
Is there an other option, since Matt's not going to want to talk bad about his beloved former back and his beloved team that does no wrong?
No, it's the Packers. This is an easy one.
So 844-770-3776. You can chime in on that. I do want to quickly touch on Rip and Rona's thoughts because I think you're lionizing the Packers here. Like, I don't think this is some noble thing the Packers are doing, but Rip and Rona does. So he says,
if they are falling on the sword for other teams,
but here's what he says. If it gets approved, you could argue the Packers displayed leadership by submitting rule changes, not softness. And the teams that didn't propose it, voted for it, are soft. But, again, we are pretending that the Packers are the only team that they were talked into, which doesn't hold water to me. They are a pillar franchise, and they are a team that directly competes against the Eagles. So if you were going to create this conspiracy, you would go with a team that does not have anything to do with the Eagles, does not have to compete against the Eagles, and is not a pillar franchise. You don't ask the Green Bay Packers to do that. So I think the Green Bay Packers spearheaded this.
I mean, it's entirely possible. I'm just curious, like,
there's
how
more
the
evidence
vote
to that.
goes.
There's more evidence to the Packers.
It's just going to be interesting how the vote goes. If it's like almost unanimous, what if 28 of 32 teams vote, yeah, let's get rid of the Tush push?
I would bet that most teams are going to, because that is
so you
what
think
Philadelphia
everyone's
was
just
dominating them on.
Everyone, we're all just going to sit back and some team is going to want to submit this rule, and then we can all make fun of them in public, but when it comes down to it, we're going to vote.
I don't think the Packers are that team.
He's a complicated fellow.
No, I'm not saying that they colluded, but I'm saying all these teams were like, someone's going to do it. oh, the Packers.
I don't think it's going to pass.
They did it. Let's all make fun of them for it. And then when it passes.
I don't think it's going to pass. There's no water to it. Why Canopy Wealth Management? Their team is committed to provide care, competence, and clarity to help their clients with all of their financial planning and wealth management needs. At Canopy, they have years of experience, which has prepared them to guide you through life's transitions. Go to canopy-wealth.com to get started on your financial journey today. That's canopy-wealth.com. This is Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light.
You're listening to Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN, ESPN Madison on YouTube, and Wisconsin On Demand.
Being a Pella consultant means helping people build their dreams.
Customers really appreciate just how prepared we are. All the samples, the videos, pictures.
We are with you from start to finish. You literally have a friend from beginning to end and beyond with your project.
Our Pella team simplifies the process, taking time to listen and find the right solution for you. And right now, get windows as low as $22 per month and doors as low as $89 per month. Visit PellaWI.com today.
Certain restrictions apply. It's 3/31/2025.
Coors Light presents To Chill or Not to Chill. When your friend skips your favorite song on the playlist. End the friendship. Or choose chill because that song lives rent-free in your head anyway. And you planned ahead by bringing Coors Light to the party. And the sound of that ice-cold can cracking open was music to your ears already. Coors Light. Choose chill. Celebrate responsibly. 2024 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
From color-changing alexandrite to shimmering zircon and everything in between at Chalmers Jewelers, you'll find high-quality, affordable, one-of-a-kind pieces. We source straight from the gem cutters, and we manufacture in-house from start to finish. As the manufacturer, we believe in truth in pricing. Never pay more for quality and stunning, beautiful jewelry. She's one of a kind, and so should her jewelry be. While others may send your jewelry dreams to someone else to make, with us, your dreams become reality with the help of our custom jewelers, with you involved the whole way. With a staff that has over 200 years of combined experience, why buy from a place that marks up jewelry made by the thousands? When you can buy direct from Chalmers for that one-of-a-kind piece that is better quality, often for less.
Chalmers Jewelers in Middleton
and Madison.
ZipRecruiter is the place. ZipRecruiter is the place for talented teachers, savvy software developers, and master mixologists. ZipRecruiter is the place where you meet all these people and more. That's because ZipRecruiter is the place for job seekers who are looking for new opportunities. In fact, ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day, so you can find the right candidates right away. It's no wonder that ZipRecruiter is the place for skilled skydiving instructors, accomplished airbrush artists, and proficient pediatricians. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter to hire, you're missing out. ZipRecruiter is the place that's so confident it can make your hiring easier that it lets you try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. So if you want the right candidates for all your roles, ZipRecruiter is the place to go. Try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
The madness has arrived at Metro Ford of Madison this month. Get behind the wheel of a 2024 Ford F-150 with 3.9% APR for 66 months plus $2,000 flex buy cash, $16.86 cost per thousand borrowed. Or drive away in the 2024 Ford Escape with 1.9% APR for 66 months plus $500 flex buy cash, $15.97 cost per thousand. Don't miss out. These offers end March 31st. Head to Metro Ford of Madison or visit MetroFordofMadison.com today.
Gruber Law Office's Thanalysis Live is back. March 29th at Potawatomi Casino Hotel. Join Thanasis Adetokunbo for a live show that's sure to entertain like none other. Last year, it was a surprise appearance from ESPN's Stephen A. Smith. You never know what Thanasis has planned for 2025. Get your tickets to Thanalysis Live right now. Visit ESPN Madison on Twitter for event and ticket info. It's Gruber Law Office's Thanalysis Live, presented by Potawatomi Casino Hotel and Carbliss. Also supported by the Prisoner Wine Company and McDonald's.
You're listening to Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light. Also brought to you by J&K Security Solutions, securing homes and businesses in the Madison area since 1987.
Someone told me long ago there's a calm before.
I love Creedence Clearwater Revival. And I'm also guessing because it's raining outside, Prime, you came with this song?
Well, also because I'm not sure if Molly Brown's ever seen the rain before, which is why she can't drive into the office and join us here. She's got to stick around in Beaver Dam. Jeez, Molly.
Sorry, guys. You know what? You guys try driving in this snow, and I don't have a big vehicle. I have an SUV, but like a small little one.
I want a picture of this snow.
I hate the snow. Okay, but the snow isn't supposed to start until I'm home. That's what I'm saying. That's the good part.
If there's
so I'm gonna
no,
be home.
I want a picture of accumulation of snow on the ground from home.
I want
Okay.
snow.
Yeah.
Okay, punks. I'll send you the 511 report, too. Go to WI511.com or whatever.
Sounds like
listening to
propaganda.
big weather, yeah.
Propaganda, Molly Brown.
Everything's a conspiracy.
Yeah, I mean, until it's not.
Jim Rogers over here. My goodness.
Judgmental Jim. Matt Hamilton, Jim Rutledge with you in the Everlight Solar studio. Primetime, Wollersheim, Chrissy Birdsall in here as well with us. We are presented by Coors Light. And we are asking you, what is more embarrassing, the Packers' protest of the Tush Push or Aaron Rodgers being put on the back burner by the Vikings? Because, Matt, that's the other part to this. Set aside your feelings for Aaron Rodgers. This is the hated / much lesser franchise as far as Super Bowl wins. Now, over the last decade, they've only won one less game than the Green Bay Packers and then the same amount of Super Bowls. But regardless, over historically, the Vikings are the team sans Super Bowl. Packers have a few. And then Aaron Rodgers clearly expressing interest in Minnesota. And Minnesota saying, thank you. We hear you. Not right now. Is something that was unfathomable even, 48 months, 24 months ago? 36 months for sure, right?
Definitely 36. Yeah. I mean, no. When he went to the Jets, like
the Vikings would not have turned him down.
Yeah. No, you might be right. But that's what happens when you get old, man. People, you ain't what you used to be, and I get that.
You have to admit that, like, there's two parts to this. It's kind of like the Barry Bonds thing, where people are like, oh, Barry Bonds, and he didn't get to the Hall of Fame. Roger Clemens or some of these guys think because they're a-holes. And, like, at some point, and this is what Aaron has not figured out, that, like, you have a sliding scale of, like, you can be a lesser person or a lesser player, Joe Flacco, but don't be an a-hole. And then more teams are, like, if Aaron Rodgers was, what's like a Kirk Cousins? Is he personality-wise?
Yeah, sure.
He's picked up, right? He's a Viking. His same talent, same season last year, but he's Kirk Cousins. He's Mr. Cole's Cash.
You don't think that there's a real chance that they actually want to see how their rookie or their second-year guy is doing?
They would trust a guy with Kirk Cousins' personality because Kirk got benched. He was not a problem in Atlanta. They don't trust Aaron Rodgers' personality to get benched. That if Aaron Rodgers,
you just don't want to pay a guy like that caliber.
You can, it's a one-year deal. You're allowed to pay him.
I mean, I don't think they.
You don't think his personality is the deciding factor in this?
I think most of it is age, and I do think there's a lot of it with is our guy actually ready or not? Because there's no point in spending money on a guy like Aaron Rodgers.
Molly, am I insane? Like Aaron Rodgers' ego and personality is writing checks that his play doesn't cash anymore.
I don't disagree with that.
So if he was just a regular guy quarterback, he'd be on a team, and teams would want him more too.
I'm just saying the Vikings, if they wanted a guy, they would have gotten somebody.
They're still pursuing a veteran.
Who are they pursuing?
They said they're looking at other veterans now. That was in the report from Tom Pelissaro. They're pursuing.
They're literally just keeping Rodgers at like the wayside and seeing how JJ McCarthy does in the next couple months, health-wise and just
the team
overall.
Plans to add a veteran, but they're not pursuing Aaron Rodgers at this time.
McCarthy
like at this point,
now
I could see them.
The season as
right,
QB1.
But the first part says they're going to add a veteran.
No, first part says they're going to move forward with him as their quarterback.
The team plans to add a veteran
from Pelissaro.
Right, Matt. The point is, if Aaron Rodgers was not such an a-hole, they'd feel more comfortable adding a guy. That if they said to Aaron Rodgers, and this is what I don't think they feel comfortable with, or they already said it to Aaron, you're in a competition, or JJ might be the starter, and you will either be his backup, or you might start half the season, you might start the whole season. Are you okay with that? And I don't think they think that Aaron Rodgers is okay with the unknown, fighting for his job.
Probably not.
Right.
Yeah.
And to my point, you proved it then. They're not going to bring in a guy with Aaron Rodgers' ego because his play isn't worth the ego, and they're going to bring in someone else with less ego, maybe less play, but they're going to bring in a guy with less ego because Aaron Rodgers' ego is writing checks his play can't cash, and you just proved my point.
Couldn't you see Joe Flacco being the guy that they bring in?
Yes.
Which is essentially Aaron Rodgers without the drama.
Yes. Joe
Like,
Flacco,
legit.
he had a nice little renaissance with the Colts 2 years ago.
Yeah.
He won some games. I mean, he had a nice little run there. The Browns, too. Browns fans and Colts fans basically mythologize Joe Flacco at this point because he's, by all accounts, a good dude that goes out there, plays his butt off, and shuts up. And Aaron Rodgers doesn't want to do that.
Thank you.
Aaron Rodgers just wants to be the starter. And again,
Star.
I don't blame the guy for wanting that. And
that's a different conversation.
I don't blame the Vikings for saying, hey, if that's not what you want to do, then we need to keep pursuing our options. Like
I'm not asking about blame.
Get that
I'm
whole
just saying,
situation.
I'm not asking about blame. I'm just saying that we have to acknowledge that his personality is the biggest holdup for him not being a starting quarterback right now. Because you point out his stats.
He's probably too proud to do it to happen to
Too
have
proud
what
to
happened to Kirk Cousins last year to happen to him.
Bump back with that.
That would
Okay,
crush him.
Well, because also
Too proud to beg.
I said bump back with that. Please.
Oh, yeah.
Because look, however you want to believe the reports out of New York around Rossini, that New York basically like, hey, there's a lot of things you can't do, including the McAfee show, and he didn't like that either. Like New York basically, and I said this when that happened, that a lot of teams are going to be like, Aaron, you want to come play for us? Look, man, we don't need the McAfee show for a 14th best quarterback in the league. So if you want to do the McAfee show, go do the McAfee show. If you want to play football, you play football. And that could be on the table in some of these negotiations and contracts as well. That we don't need the distraction for your play. And Aaron might not like that. So Aaron, the ball could be in Aaron's court, but it's also teams are putting restrictions telling Aaron, we'll take you, but here are the conditions.
Right.
And if you don't meet these conditions, then bye.
Right. I mean, I could see that being.
And that could have happened with Minnesota right here. And they could be playing chicken right now. Aaron could have said, I don't want to do any of these things you're asking me to do. And Minnesota, because Aaron, remember last year, went to Egypt and missed time with the Jets, mandatory time. And then he had the show. And Aaron Glenn came in and said, you need to be at everything. And then the show stuff maybe a little bit more disputed. He said sort of thing. But still, Aaron was basically like, we're out. Like Aaron went in there hoping to be begged to be back or asked to be back. And the Jets are like, no, here are our strict guidelines. Take him or leave him. And he left him. And now Aaron, I think, is going to see similar restrictions from other teams.
I don't disagree that he's probably getting restrictions like that. And he's probably holding out to see what is the best option or opportunity. I just can't imagine that doing basically what every other non-superstar player in the NFL has to do to be on a team that has a chance to win a Super Bowl or at least make a deep playoff run, why you wouldn't do it. That's not for me. Maybe he's just thrilled he has won once and he doesn't need to give in to any restrictions. But yeah, there's obviously some weird game of chicken going on.
That is definitely Rodgers' right to say, you know what? And look, we had Evan Cohen on from Unsportsmanlike when he was on last Thursday with us. He brought up the fact that the Giants might be the team that Aaron wants to go to because they might be the team that says, do what you want, man. I need to keep my job. Whatever it is you need to do, just get us like 7-8 wins so I can keep my job. And maybe that's where Aaron wants to go. Maybe he doesn't care as much about winning as winning on his terms. So I'm not saying Aaron Rodgers doesn't care about winning. I'm saying Aaron Rodgers wants to win on his terms.
Yeah. TJ from the road has said, based on the sides of Aaron Rodgers' ego, I would say the fact that he hasn't been courted much, it's pretty embarrassing for him. Aaron has been relegated to the booty call.
RELA.
And I don't think he's quite there yet because that's more of a call during the season.
Yeah.
And I don't think he's quite there yet. He's basically been friend zoned.
Mm-hmm.
Or Matt, you had a great analogy before the show talking about it's more of a movie trope. I don't know if it actually happens in real life.
I mean, I think kids do it, like really young, like young kids do it.
And they probably do. The question
because
is,
they saw the movie.
Yes. But go ahead. Yeah.
So the trope, and this is where Aaron is lying right now. Him and Minnesota, they got together. Minnesota's not really feeling it. Aaron Rodgers might not be feeling the conditions they were given. just kind of friends, just chatting. And they realize, like, hey, you know what? Call me in 2 months. If you're still single and I'm still single, let's just get together and make this happen. So that's kind of what I think is going on. I think they're waiting to see. One, I think Minnesota truly wants to start JJ, because I'm going to be honest, they probably are seeing what happened to Jordan Love, a guy who sat for 3 years before he started, did pretty good at the second half of the season, and then got like a crazy high contract, and then kind of fell back to earth, or at least didn't get any better his second year starting. They're like, we need to see what we have in our rookie quarterback before his second contract rolls around. I don't blame them for wanting to wait till this April mini camps to see where his health lies. But that might be part of the reason they're also waiting on Aaron Rodgers. Like, hey, we ain't going to commit to you because we got a youngin that's pretty interested in us on our squad for very cheap. I don't know if I'm ready to deal with the old guy that wears foil hats and thinks that his COVID toe wasn't a problem.
And believes in big weather.
Yeah, believes in big weather and is immunized to big weather.
Judgmental Jim. He's got more, too. He's got a lot of weird ones. But
oh my gosh,
there's the other part of it. O'Connell.
So many.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about there's some truther
There's some
stuff.
bad ones, too.
There's
It's
some
like,
awful
dude,
ones to have in New York, too.
Don't
Yeah.
talk anymore, Rodgers.
But O'Connell's ego, and I don't mean this in a bad way, but he's got a nice, by all accounts, Minnesota's a nice cohesive unit. Like the Packers are, like everyone's getting along, everyone holds each other accountable. To add this sort of snake, I don't mean this in like he's a snake, like a bad guy sort of thing, but more like you're adding a rattlesnake to the locker room. And
A little bit.
Maybe you need, and maybe you need to, but like, for example, the Steelers are kind of on their last leg of this defense has probably got 1 or 2 years left in it before they're going to run out of money to be able to pay them all. It's a pretty dang good defense. And so if you had a mid-offense with an amazing defense, you might be able to get yourself to the AFC Championship game and then maybe lose to Buffalo or Kansas City, one of those teams. But still, like, if you're Steelers, like, you want that little bounce back to glory. Matt, tell us about Metcalf's Market.
Oh, no need to bounce back to glory because Metcalf's Market has been glorious here in Madison for 4 generations. Family-operated Metcalf's Market. You can't go wrong when you go there. The produce is fantastic. It's always fresh. I always feel like my lettuce and like especially the green leaves hold up longer in the fridge than some of the other stores. So I'm a big believer in that. There's no scientific proof to it other than my feels, and Jim doesn't say that that's scientific enough, but I say it anyway because this is my read.
Yeah.
Also, when you talk about Metcalf's Market, you can't forget about that Piedmontese beef. It's delicious. It's Italian heritage breed beef. Only sold at Metcalf's Markets in Wisconsin. That's Metcalf's Hilldale, Metcalf's in the Westtown Mall area, and Tosa, Jim.
Matt, I was laughing because it made me think of this. Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Lettuce.
Lettuce who?
Let us in. We're freezing. And apparently it's raining and snowing and hailing where Molly
dangerous.
is. She can't be driving on those roads, so be careful.
Well, guys, look at the radar.
Presented by Coors Light.
You're listening to Jim, Matt, and Molly.
We don't speak about her.
about rivals.
We are not rivals. Yeah, me and Kay are not on the same level in the same sense that Matt thinks that the Bears and the Packers aren't on the same level.
Presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN, ESPN Madison on YouTube, and Wisconsin On Demand.
Champions aren't made overnight, and neither was Pizza Hut's Stuffed Crust Pizza. They're the OG, the GOAT, the one and only. Others may try to copy, but they're not like Pizza Hut. For a limited time, score big with a large 3-topping stuffed crust pizza for just $11.99. It's perfect for watching big games on the go. Hurry, you won't want to miss this championship deal before it's gone. Head to one of their locations or order online at pizzahut.com. Pizza Hut, no one out-pizzas the Hut.
Hey, it's Molly Brown from Jim, Matt, and Molly. I've been drinking ZOA Energy for a while now, and I absolutely love it. ZOA is my go-to beverage when I need a boost without the crash that comes with other energy drinks. It's packed with natural ingredients like vitamin B and C, electrolytes, and has 0 sugar. It fuels my workouts and busy days. I recently had twins, and I have a toddler, so I need all of the energy I can get. Head over to ZOAEnergy.com to find the location nearest to you to pick up some ZOA for yourself. ZOA Energy for balance and drive.
When it comes to security for your home and family, you want a winner, and we found one when we placed our trust with J&K Security Solutions. This is Greg Gard. Kim and Jeff hit the game-winning shot for us with the Control 4 home technology system. Home or away, from our smartphones, we can open the garage door, dim the lights, turn on the TV, as well as arm the security system. That's convenience as well as peace of mind. Let J&K Security Solutions do for your home or business like they've done for us. Call 255-5799 or online at jksecurity.com.
Look what we have here. It's the refreshing deliciousness of a Pepsi mini can. It's the perfect complement to any meal. The dash of indulgence your day was dreaming of. The sip that'll have you singing Pepsi.
Nope, not again, Steve. Let's take a cue from the Pepsi mini can and pack all that awesomeness you're feeling into a much smaller treat for everyone. Deal?
So, big awesomeness, smaller size. I think I've got just the thing.
Pepsi mini can. Mini can, big taste.
Hey, it's Hunter Vaughn. ESPN Madison and Zimbrick Honda are celebrating the area's best high school sports stories with the Game Changers of the Month. Follow ESPN Madison on social media to see teams making an impact in their community. Nominate your local team today at ESPNMadisonGameChangers.com.
The madness is back, and so is your chance at proving your hoops knowledge. It's the ESPN Wisconsin Bracket Challenge, presented by Cousin Subs. Fill out a bracket, earn the most points at the end of the tourney, and get a $1,000 gift card to Cousin Subs. Fill out your bracket on ESPN.com or the ESPN Tournament Challenge app. Just search ESPN Wisconsin and enter the password Cousins, all lowercase. It's the ESPN Wisconsin Bracket Challenge, presented by Cousin Subs. They believe in better.
Join the Madison Money Guy, Christian Finfrock, for Retirement Income Strategies, Saturday and Sunday mornings at 7. Get the information you need as you plan for retirement. That's Retirement Income Strategies, Saturday and Sunday mornings at 7. Investment advisory services offered through Retirement Income Strategies, an SEC-registered investment advisor.
From the biggest plays on the court to the comments made in the locker room after, an in-depth recap of every Bucks game in 6 minutes. No more, no less. Bucks in 6 provides game recaps for every game. Hear the high-flying dunks from Giannis.
Puts it on the floor, spins down the lane, and plunges it through.
Or the deep threes from Dame.
Dame time has arrived with 107.
Bucks in 6 on the Bucks Plus Audio Network. Find it now on bucks.com/plus or on Spotify, Apple, and wherever you get your podcasts.
Hey, ready to sweeten your game? It's time for Quick Trip's Nature's Touch Ice Cream. Ooh, making moves like the starting lineup of a championship team. Whether you're gearing up for the big game, celebrating a win, or just looking for a sweet break in the action. Chocolate, vanilla, cookies and cream, mint chocolate chip, and more. Yeah, there's no such thing as a bad pick. So why wait? Flavor doesn't scoop itself. Get your hands on your winning Nature's Touch Ice Cream flavor today. Only at Quick Trip.
Welcome back to Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Metro Kia Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealership.
I'm so excited to get my journey at Carbon World Health started at their brand new location located in the Prairie Lake Shopping Center. Their state-of-the-art facility will feature Carbon's innovative services, including Botox, hydrofacials, M-Sculpt, IV therapies, and so much more. Stop in today to get started on your health and beauty journey. Tell them Molly from Jim, Matt, and Molly sent you.
What? Was this TLC? What is this song right now?
You were enjoying it. I thought you.
I don't hate it, but
bump
what's the
back with.
connection for I Ain't Too Proud to Beg?
It's called TLC, Ain't Too Proud to Beg.
Yeah, but why are we playing it?
Because Rodgers is too proud to beg the Vikings.
Okay.
But this isn't the song that Jim was referring to, is it?
No. Oh.
What just happened?
I thought he was.
I know you want to leave me, but
Ain't
I
too proud to
refuse
beg.
to let
That one.
you go.
Yeah.
Ain't
he was
too
thinking of the
proud
old
to
one.
beg or plead for your sympathy.
God, Ryan, how
Who
young
is that?
are you?
Yeah. I ain't too proud to beg.
By
Marvin Gaye?
Okay.
Temptations? That's the song. I mean, I know this one, but that was not. Have you seen Remember the Titans before?
Yeah.
They all
but
sing
it's
in the
been a
locker room
while.
together. Remember? The big guy sings it to Rev?
Preacher.
Like, anyways.
Do they sing that song? I don't know. I don't
They
think
do.
that's the song that they sing.
Absolutely.
Is it?
They sing this song. They sing the TLC version, actually. That's in the new.
That's
redone
historically
version.
inaccurate. That's a big flaw in the movie.
Yeah. It's actually it's in like the what's the redone version, the new version of
The
Remember
deleted
the Titans?
scenes. The
Yeah,
deleted
exactly.
scenes. The live action. Remember the Titans?
Yeah, exactly.
Or they did the opposite. They did a cartoon version.
Yeah. Actually, they should have.
Yeah, the
No.
original was the live action.
They sing "Ain't No Mountain High Enough."
Yes, you're right.
That's what they
Molly.
sing.
There's another part.
appreciate-
I think they sing also the other one there as well. They sing more than one song.
So what
Okay,
was the
I'll look it
connection to Ain't Too Proud to Beg again? Just to bring it all the way back.
Aaron Rodgers, too proud to beg the Vikings to be their starting quarterback.
There we go.
I don't think about you at all.
This is Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light. Molly Brown up at the Beaver Dam Studios. We are in the Everlight Solar Studios. We are the lucky ones, and we are enjoying ourselves here in Madison. And I do want to get back to our Side Unlimited poll question, 844-770-3776. Basically, we're asking you, what's more embarrassing, the Packers push to ban the Tush push, or Aaron Rodgers getting put on the back burner by the Vikings? Right now, 63% of you say Rodgers on the back burner.
That's wild to me.
844-770-3776. That's a Carbos Talking text line. Less is more.
Does that just show Packers fans' disdain for Aaron Rodgers?
Yes. Or a lot of them, are like me, and they're like, I can't vote to say that my team, like, this guy's not even a part of our team anymore.
So here's from The Athletic, because there are some other rules posted here, and we can get to them. But I want to get to the summarization. It says, which rule is most likely to pass? And it says, the proposal that sparks the most debate involves the outlawing of the tush push. Several teams ran variations of the play, but none with the effectiveness of the Eagles. The play may frustrate some coaches and players, but it doesn't seem that there is enough outrage to prompt change. A person familiar with the private deliberation said, outlawing the play would require 24 owners approving it. The proposal with the best chance of passing is the overtime format, which calls for the regular season operation to mirror that of the postseason, allowing both teams to possess the ball once. There's a strong support in favor of such modifications. My experience with things like this is that's what's going to happen then.
Well, that's more football.
Right, but I'm saying
so
that
that's
tush
better
push is not
for
going to get
dollars, commercials, like everything. The tush push doesn't help.
But also, it's also like fans complain about this too. Both teams have an opportunity to have the ball at the end.
No, I'm not saying it's a wrong move either. Like, I think they
that's
only
the
make one rule a thing?
Also, Matt, I wouldn't disagree. Like, I get the football thing. You don't really sell overtime, so this is really more of a rules thing.
I guess, but it doesn't mean that the companies don't over-deliver.
This is more of like an actual rules thing.
Wait, so this might be a dumb question, but and I think, Matt, this is what you were just asking, but can only one rule be changed a season?
No, but my point is that this person's reporting saying is, I don't know if it's only one, but the reporting saying there's not a lot of appetite to change the tush push. So it's not saying like this one's more popular. They're saying the tush push separately, not enough appetite to change it. There is appetite to change the overtime. And I think for fans have more appetite to change the overtime rule, which would allow both teams to possess the ball once. Like, that is more of an outcry from fans than the concern against the tush push.
It's just funny about the tush push, though, that the Packers were a team, like you said, so many teams used it. The Packers were a team that did it multiple times with their tight end. Like, Tucker Kraft did this, and it worked multiple times. Like, I don't know why you would want to take that away from yourself.
I think one of the differences about the Tucker Kraft, the Kraft crash, as some have called it.
Nobody called it that, Ryan.
Well, Alex G did.
Stop trying to make fetch happen.
Alex G did it. I'm just repeating what he said.
Okay.
I thought it was okay. Anyways, but I think the difference in the Kraft crash or the Tucker Kraft tush push is that there's nobody behind him pushing him forward, aiding him like after snapping the ball.
I think it's not a tush push then. That's just a QB sneak where you put a tight end in to take the snap.
And there's some
because you don't want Jordan Love to do it.
Yes, and there's a quote-unquote surprise element of having the tight end, even if they do it 3 4th downs in a row. I think the Packers did. Was that against the Eagles?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was against the Eagles. Like,
they did it in a game, I remember, where they did it like
game,
multiple times in a row.
So circling back on some of the rules here, I'm reading the article from The Athletic as you guys were talking. I don't see anything as far as one, you just need to have 24 votes. It does not matter for one, you just have to have the votes to get it passed. You can pass as many as you want, is what I understand. It's just 24. There's not the votes for the tush push. Like, there's not this appetite for it. The Packers are the crybabies. No. The Detroit Lions, and here's some other ones here. They proposed An amendment to the league's current playoff seeding format, allowing wild card teams to be seeded higher than division winners if the wild card team has a higher record. That is interesting. That would benefit the Packers.
Right. So when they
they were the 7th seed this year, like they'd be seeded higher than Tampa. Because Tampa won what? Did they win as many games as the Packers? I don't think so.
I think they did.
Did they?
Oh, they might have won one less. They were 10-7, I think.
Okay. So in the case if you're a wild card team and you win 11, 12 games, but someone won a bad division, you get the better seed.
I mean, in principle, that's good, but then what's the point of winning your division? Other than guarantee, it guarantees you playoffs, but
I'm not really that. I don't really care either way.
I think the other ones also, the Lions, that's kind of a soft.
Oh, I like the other Lions one. That's not soft at all. I wish they'd modify it.
We want a penalty. Hey, if we've got 15 yards to spare, I would love to just have a penalty and make them replay the down at fewer yards.
I think there's a way you could modify the second one. So basically what they're looking to do is they are looking to eliminate the automatic first down on
defensive holding and illegal contact penalties.
So I would like that to be in. I actually don't hate that one because sometimes when you get a defensive hold and it's 3rd and 15, it's a 5 yard. So then automatic first down. So I think if the yardage gets you there, you get it, and I'm fine with that. But otherwise, turning it there are so many rinky-dink times where a team or a receiver kind of oversells it. I'm more willing to listen to this one. Or, hey, if it's after 15 yards, well, then you get the full part of the penalty. So, hey, if you hold and it's 10 yards down the field or 15 or 20 yards down the field, if you hold 20 yards down the field, spot of the foul call.
Ugh.
So I don't hate that one as much because
I mean there's some more room to fudge it.
That one won't pass either.
A little bit,
but I don't mind bringing that one up if they can fix it a little bit because there are some times where that defensive holding call is brutal when it's 3rd and 17 and some receiver sells it hard. To me, the skirting of the rules goes both ways on that one. Right. I get what you're saying of grabbing a receiver and not letting them get the first down, but there's so many receivers that then just jump into a guy or try to look like they're getting held to then get the penalty to get the automatic first.
They do the LeBron.
Yes, they do the LeBron. Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah,
no,
so
I
that
get
one has
some
malfeasance on both sides.
Potential. The tush push thing, it's soft. The Packers are the ones that brought it up. But what I guess don't understand is I'm pretty sure you can't do that in college. You get to the pros, if the ball was handed off, you couldn't say to a fullback, the running back couldn't then push him forward because there's a rule against helping a ball carrier. But this tush push is somehow it's illegal. So there's some weird rules that makes me wonder how the Eagles, I think they could do this exact same thing if it was just a QB sneak. If they did not send their running back in to push, they'd still be getting first downs at an amazing clip. So I don't understand it doesn't seem like that big a deal.
So then leave it.
Huh?
So then leave it.
But why leave it? There's a rule against there's you're not allowed to advance a runner.
But the NFL rulebook allows offensive players to push their teammates, including the ball carrier, to create running lanes or to help them gain yardage. We've seen offensive linemen push people forward.
That happens in the game. Was there ever a rule that you weren't allowed to push somebody forward?
You're thinking of the in college with the Bush push, the Reggie Bush push.
And it's saying pushing the ball carrier was illegal till 2005 in the NFL. So it's a long time ago. It's 20 years ago.
Was illegal.
20 years ago. And in 2013 in NCAA. So
over on our YouTube stream, remember you can always comment over there at ESPN Madison. Dro says, whatever happened to the rule not being able to aid the runner? And then we've got Brett saying, they said on Willie and Tausch this morning that aiding the runner is still illegal per the rule book. It's just that the NFL decided not to enforce it. Then Joseph said, and this is what came to my mind with the other rule that we were talking about earlier, says Vikings at 14-3 being relegated to the 5 seed last year is one case for the new rule. That's exactly where my mind went.
I guess. I just there's pride in winning your division, but if you win the division, but you're oh, well, you're still a 6 seed.
Yeah, but how annoying is it if a team that wins their division and they only had 8 wins, but then you have 2 teams like the Lions and the Vikings last year with 14 wins, and the Vikings get dropped that low, even though they had a hell of a season?
No, I don't disagree with it. I feel like it's kind of taking away a little bit of the mystique of winning your division. You guarantee the top 4 seeds to each division if you win your division.
Are you talking
Or do you remember when the NFC
It just
East
makes those games less important.
Remember when the NFC East, like not even 5 years ago, was just trash all around, but then one of them had to win their division, and then they're automatically above every other team? That's bull. And as a Packer fan, that should piss you off.
Is it, though?
I mean, is there a mystique to winning the NFC South?
I mean, maybe if you
South?
grew up in the AFC South your entire life, there might be.
Hasn't the AFC South only been around since like 1994?
Out of his town.
Well, I mean, technically, the North hasn't even has been around the same amount of time. Yeah, exactly. That's the same argument.
I want to circle back. I don't mean to. So who was quoting William? Did William Tausch actually? Because again, Google says the NFL rulebook allows offensive players to push their teammates, including the ball carrier, to create running lanes or to help them gain yardage. That is a rule in the NFL. They're not enforcing it. It is a rule in the NFL. They're allowed to do this. This isn't a choosing not to enforce thing. This is a rule that exists. We've seen it before. We've seen it, I'm sure, this year from the Packers with Josh Jacobs when he's running down the field.
Yeah,
offensive lineman
that's what I'm wondering.
Can come in and push him forward, and they allow that.
There's just some.
We've seen that.
Maybe, yeah, I don't know. I know that there was some weird. I was almost
2005.
positive there's some weird rules behind it.
I think he's referring to not aiding the runner after the snap of the ball. I think once they're downfield, the rules might be different. But this is all the gray area of why this is coming to
But the tush push is
conversation.
not gray.
No, the tush push is a legal, boring play.
That's fine.
Yeah.
I'm wondering when a team's just going to put a running back there.
Or a tight end.
Or the tight
Or
end
a
thing.
lineman. Let's put the fridge back
I
there.
don't know why do the Packers get so cute with it. Like, just put Tucker Kraft back there and push him forward. Like, you're not tricking it.
Because they want to follow they want to follow their rules, how they think football should be played.
But, like, you know what I mean? Like, what are we doing? Just stick the biggest guy back there and push him forward.
Is that really what you want, though? Like, what if some team figures out how to do it for 3 yards every play? They can just do that every single play. And look at what happened. What was it? Eagles Commanders?
Yes, that's exactly.
There were penalties of people trying to anticipate this. This snap. That was awful football at the end there.
That's exactly where my mind went. That I'm surprised that the Commanders weren't the team to make try to make the change because
they're going to be the softest team in the history of the NFL if the Commanders are the ones that do it.
But the NFL literally the referees almost gave a touchdown to the Eagles because the guy kept jumping over. That was
exactly.
crazy.
That's
not a knock on the Eagles. Like, I mean, they were doing what
it's
they're
legal.
allowed to do. Yeah, it was just crazy.
That tells me that like that's a play. Like, sure, the Eagles do it better than anyone else, but like
the Bills, the biggest play of the year, they didn't get it on a tush push, so it's not a guarantee. One team. Here's the problem I have with it, and this is the issue: is that
it's a guarantee. The Eagles do it at like 85%.
No, they do it at a higher percentage than that. Like the Eagles crush it at it. But like now here's the problem. We all sound like a bunch of babies because the Eagles are better at it than everyone else.
I'm not hating on the Eagles for doing it. Like I said, they're successfully making it work. Like, good for them.
They have the specific quarterback. They have the specific centers. They have the specific players to make it work. The Bills have tried it. The Packers have tried it. Nobody's done it to their effectiveness. I think the rest of the league is at that 80%. I believe the Eagles are closer to 90-some%. But they have the formula to do it. So that's my issue with it. I don't like the play, but right now it just feels like everyone's just a bunch of babies because the Eagles are the only one.
So you don't think that whole issue with the Commanders is like that's a non-issue?
It's one team doing it. Then fix that part of it.
Fix the defense again.
Yeah.
Ugh, I'm sick of fixing the defense.
I think you just don't like it because the Packers don't do it as well as other teams.
I mean, I don't like the play, period, but I definitely. And honestly, the Eagles could have used it more on the Packers and didn't. It wasn't that bad.
We got to get the break here. But, Matt, and I hate the slippery slope argument because if that happens, the 3-yard thing, they'll change the rule.
Yeah.
It'll be a 1-year thing.
Just get rid of the rule now. Just make it happen now.
So we're just going to start making rules and laws because something might happen?
Yeah.
Oh, great. Perfect. Yeah. All right. Get out of the studio.
It's Minority Report, Jim. Come on.
We're pre-criming things now. Perfect. All righty. I kicked them out of the studio and Molly out, not because I'm mad at them, but because we got minute to win it.
It sounded like you were a little mad.
I mean, that was a stupid argument. I hate slippery slope.
Okay, well, Matt Hamilton, he's a diehard, and he wants true football.
Football!
But more than football, this is the 1 week of his college basketball fandom, or so he proclaimed, Jim.
Yeah.
So I figured since Matt is a fan for the first week of the NCAA tournament every year, he would remember all the 15 and 16 seed upsets in recent memory, right?
Oh, dude, he's going to get one.
So I went and looked, and I brought up the 10, 15, or 16 seeds to upset a 2 or 1 seed since the year 2000.
Okay.
So there's 10 of them.
Yeah. 2.5.
2.5. We've got Molly. You think Molly is any?
I'll be honest, man. I don't know if I could pull a lot of these 15s.
You
I might have a
probably
better
remember
job doing the team that got beat
Really?
than I would the actual team.
I think you'd go the other way on that. I think there's some of these names you would definitely recognize and remember.
You want to do 3.5?
Let's do 3.5 because
All
come
right.
on, like
Okay,
we've been mean to them. I don't know.
3.5. All right. So the line is 3.5. What callers are we doing?
It's 2025. I want to do callers 2 and caller number 5.
2 and 5. All right, 844-770-3776. Caller number 2 and caller number 5 are entered to win a $25 gift card to North and South Seafood and Smokehouse. If you pick the correct over-under on the category that Ryan just shared, you will get a $50 gift card to North and South Seafood and Smokehouse. 844-770-3776. Caller number 2 and caller number 5 win at least a $25 gift card to North and South Seafood and Smokehouse. Maybe it will be even a $50 gift card to North and South Seafood and Smokehouse. 844-770-3776.
You're listening to Jim, Matt, and Molly.
Who just who was that?
That was Molly.
Okay.
Molly's a snorter, and she makes weird noises when she laughs.
Presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN, ESPN Madison on YouTube, and Wisconsin On Demand. Rah. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin present your Badger Minute. Here's Pablo Iglesias.
This Badger Minute brought to you by Starion Bank with 3 Madison area locations in Middleton, Sun Prairie, and Monona. Starion Bank is here investing in your community. Start your experience at starionbank.com. Member FDIC. Room for worry? National College analyst Josh Pastner says no to any doubtful Badger fans. 4 of Wisconsin's 9 losses coming within the last month. Pastner's words on trusting the Badgers during his appearance on the Jump Around.
To me, it's not a red flag. You've got to look at the overall body of work. For the most part, they've been really good. And you want to see how teams are playing as of late. I wouldn't have any concern with some of those losses. And look, the facts are the facts. The Big Ten's a tough league. I wouldn't have any concerns where Wisconsin is right now. I like their draw. If they win a BYU game, that will be the game to watch in the round of 32.
Right now at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, get windows as low as $22 per month and doors as low as $89 per month. Visit PellaWI.com today.
Julie Granger is the president of Junior Achievement of Wisconsin. Julie, your organization has business technology from James Imaging Systems. Yet today, please tell us about Junior Achievement's unique mission.
Junior Achievement of Wisconsin has a mission of inspiring and preparing young people for success in a global economy. We serve students anywhere from kindergarten through 12th grade, and we just started serving young adults 18 to 25.
I understand financial literacy is also an important part of your mission.
Financial literacy is critical to the long-term success of every individual so that they can plan their futures and they can live their dreams.
To help turn those dreams into reality, how can everyone get involved?
We are looking for people who are willing to donate their time, treasure, and talent to the organization.
What's the first step?
The best way to reach us is through our website, wisconsin.ja.org.
James Imaging Systems, your local business technology partner.
Condon Jewelers, the jeweler on the east side, the jeweler on your side. When you see Diamond Jim, you can count on him to be on your side. Selection beyond compare with on-site repair, so you can wear your jewelry with pride. Condon Jewelers, the jeweler on the east side, the jeweler on your side.
Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
They treated me like family.
They're actually people that you can depend on.
They made me feel seen. They really treated me like I was a part of their family, a part of their team.
They ask how you're doing, how you're feeling.
They're just so welcoming and so sweet and kind.
It's like family, caring about another member of the family.
If you've been injured, it costs you nothing to see if Gruber Law Offices can help.
ZipRecruiter is the place. ZipRecruiter is the place for talented teachers, savvy software developers, and master mixologists. ZipRecruiter is the place where you meet all these people and more. That's because ZipRecruiter is the place for job seekers who are looking for new opportunities. In fact, ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day, so you can find the right candidates right away. It's no wonder that ZipRecruiter is the place for skilled skydiving instructors, accomplished airbrush artists, and proficient pediatricians. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter to hire, you're missing out. ZipRecruiter is the place that's so confident it can make your hiring easier that it lets you try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. So if you want the right candidates for all your roles, ZipRecruiter is the place to go. Try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
Welcome back to Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN. Also brought to you by J&K Security Solutions.
I know you want to leave me, but I refuse to let you go. If I have to beg, plead for your sympathy, I don't mind, 'cause you
there it
mean
is.
that much to me. Ain't too proud to beg, and you know it.
This is Matt, or Ryan, you know this song now?
I feel like I maybe heard it once or twice. It still doesn't hit like the TLC version. That's all I'm saying.
Motown might be the best music. But at primetime Watersheim, Chrissy Bird saw the youngins in the Everlight Solar Studio. This song is older than me, though. I know I'm old, but not this old. Matt Hamilton with me as well. Molly Brown up in Beaver Dam. This is Jim, Matt, and Molly. We are presented by Coors Light. North and South Seafood Smokehouse, 3 great locations. I actually took some carry-out home from the Verona location on Saturday. And I mentioned before, I got the salad, the brisket salad. My wife got the 50-50 sandwich. And my youngest daughter, because my oldest was at a sleepover, she got herself pulled pork with some French fries. And all of it fantastic. So 3 great locations, North and South Seafood Smokehouse. Time to get into Minute to Win It.
Will they beat the odds?
I say everything with pure confidence, whether I think I'm totally right or not.
Or crumble under pressure?
I legitimately know one of these. I legitimately have one.
This is the Minute to Win It, presented by North and South Seafood and Smokehouse, with 3 locations in Madison, DeForest, and Verona.
So, guys, Matt Hamilton is a diehard football guy because he wants the tush push to stay. Am I right?
God. No.
Oh, that's right. You're defending the sport. You're defending your second favorite sport, right?
I'm defending the honor of the game.
Okay, you're defending the honor of your second favorite sport this week because, Matt, this week you're a #1 college basketball fan, right?
Yeah. For the next 3 days I am.
Yeah, he is. Which means because you love the first week of March Madness so much, Matt Hamilton.
Oh, no.
Then you must remember the iconic 15 and 16 seed upsets since the year 2001.
Oh, my God.
Is this a joke?
Real? Get out of here.
What do you mean get out of here?
Start the clock. Don't let them look.
No.
right.
Look at what?
All right, go.
All right. Well, first,
hold
why
on.
don't you decide? Why don't we talk about it for a second? So these are the 15 and 16, the last 15 and 16 seeds.
You better put the line at like
upsets.
1.5.
It's low. We'll say it's low.
Oh my gosh, you guys! If you have this higher than 1.5, y'all are jerks.
No, they probably had it like 4.5.
If
That's
it's
their
at
sweet spot.
3.5, it's
Stop
nuts.
letting them filibuster
All right.
here.
Your timer starts now.
I feel
Who
like
played last night? That has to be why Ryan picked this.
No. It's the 16 and 15 seeds who have beat a #1 or 2
yeah,
seed.
that beat the 1 or 2 seed early. I'm gonna go with Florida Atlantic.
Dang it, that was
They were
my
a
guess.
team like
Nah,
No, they were like 8 seeds.
Florida Atlantic. Molly?
Okay. Matt, do you have any even
Yeah,
ideas of
I
schools?
think I
These
have
are like
another one.
These are like what's that old lady school? Do you
I
know
which
what I'm
one
talking
you're
about?
talking about. I do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know which one you're talking
Yeah.
about.
Sister Jean School.
No.
That should count.
Loyal.
She said
Chicago
it.
Loyal did not.
That's 2 wrong. All right, Matt.
St. Mary's.
St. Mary's.
St. John's. Just
John's.
guess every single saint. Saint Jose.
If you keep going down Saints, you'll get one eventually.
Well, they're done then. That's 3.
Yeah, no,
they're
that's
done.
it.
All right.
It didn't work. All right.
All right. So Luke in Middleton, shout out to him. He said the line should be set at 0.5 and hammer the under.
Yeah.
What kind of, like, who does this?
I wanted, to set it,
Who
I
does
wanted to
this?
set it at 2.5. We set it at 3.5.
Alabama
my
State. Is that an
Gosh,
answer?
Are you kidding me? You said it at 3.5? That's
I
embarrassing
thought
for
Chrissy
you.
was. I don't know if you saw. Chrissy started talking about McNeese State and other teams, and I kind of I put a hand up like, stop, and then I tried to distract you because I didn't want you to start looking up upsets because she brought one up about, you're like, didn't they beat Purdue a few years ago?
Mm-hmm.
And I tried, that's why I just spun you away from pulling your phone out.
It was not McNeese State who beat Purdue.
But I didn't want him to start looking up who beat Purdue.
But I can tell you who it was. In 2023, 16, Fairleigh Dickinson.
Fairleigh Dickinson.
That ring any bells?
That's a school?
Yeah, no, yeah, it does ring a bell.
No,
but,
they're on the bracket this year, right?
Have thrown that into to like my just randomly stored knowledge would have been a waste of space.
All right, well, how about UMBC?
No, never.
What do those initials stand
University of Maryland, Baltimore County.
Correct.
Remember they had like the gym that was flooded like the year before?
No.
What a joke.
No money.
They were the first ever 16 seed to beat a 1 seed when they beat Virginia in
It
2018.
was such a heartwarming story.
Isn't this what we were just talking about yesterday? That this is what makes college athletics a joke sometimes, is when there's stupid schools like this?
No, it's what makes it special. It's what makes it March.
I was a little bit hating on it. No, don't get me wrong. These are great, but the thing is, none of these teams go on to at least
VCU wasn't. VCU and George Washington are the two lowest seeds. They were not that low. That would remind me. They were like 11 or 12.
Yeah, like a low seed getting to
How far did George Washington?
round that matters.
Do you remember them?
I don't
Was
remember
George
George
Mason?
Washington.
Was a low seed once, but they not that low.
There's too many Georges. All right,
I might have
I'll
the
just
wrong
run
George.
through the other 15
Mason.
seeds while we're here. We have Princeton beating Arizona in 2023. St. Peter's.
Oh, yeah.
Keep going on the Saints. What I got for you
Yeah.
guys. They beat Kentucky in 2022. Oral Roberts beat Ohio
Oral
State
Roberts,
in
I did
2021.
remember that one.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's shocking.
You made some jokes about that.
Oh, did you?
No way.
Matt killed it with those jokes.
That one I do remember.
All right, what about
All
Middle
right.
Tennessee
It was
beating
George
Michigan?
Mason, by the way,
Yeah.
11 seed. Yeah.
Middle Tennessee beating Michigan State in 2016. The dunking Middle Tennessee team. You don't remember that?
No.
All right, you were close with Florida Atlantic.
No, it's Florida Gulf Coast.
There you go. FGCU, not
Florida
FAU.
Gulf Coast. I knew.
Because I remember people
was
kept
one
on
of
coming to
those.
me like, "Did you go? Isn't that where you went to school?" I said, "No, I went to FAU."
Then also back in 2012, Norfolk State beat Missouri. Then 2012, Lehigh beat Duke. 2001.
Oh, the Lehigh one. I actually do remember that.
That was an iconic one.
Yeah,
And
just
then-
because I love watching Duke lose.
Yes, and then 2001, Hampton beat Iowa State. Just Hampton. Didn't know
Just
there
a
was
man named Hampton.
Hampton University, not the Hamptons.
First of all, I love that you picked this line and we're like, yeah, they'll get some of these.
I thought you loved this week, Matt. I thought you would remember some of these teams, these iconic teams.
Here's the thing. If I'm watching these games, 100% Coors Light in hand. Maybe two.
Do you guys remember when
I'm not remembering.
There was a
this.
Clippers alley-oop when DeAndre Jordan played for the Clippers, and they just throw it up, and he just dunks on someone, and that person goes flying in the stands. That's basically what Ryan just did to both of you right now. He's just like, I am just going to catch this alley-oop and thunder it down and watch you two stumble into the stands. after I dunk on you.
Let me ask. Would you have done better if I had allowed you to name any of the higher seeds that lost? Like, would you remember those?
That was
better?
my other caveat.
I would have remembered Arizona.
We would have fired out. I would have thrown out like a Duke because I feel like I remember them losing early. I probably would have remembered Purdue. Yeah, like yes.
You
I think
maybe
we
would
would
have
have had
gotten
a
the over.
I think we would have had a better chance, but
would have tickled the over.
That was my
at the 3.5. Yes.
So just be mad at Ryan because that was my other caveat. I'm like, maybe we should allow them to say the teams that lost.
Honestly, that wasn't just your caveat. That was also Eric in Green Bay, who was caller number 1, who hammered the under. as soon
Yeah.
as I
Oh
got
my
him on the phone.
gosh. If you'd have said this, and you're like, the line is at 3.5. I mean, say less. We're doing the under.
As soon as he said it to me, he was like, I actually agree with Jim. I would remember some of the higher seeds who lost. I'm like, well, maybe I should change it to that, make it a little easier on him. He's like, no. Don't move the goalpost now there, Ryan. Reset the line.
Honestly,
We're going under.
I really do feel if you'd have kept it at 3.5 and you said, okay, we're actually the teams that lost, like the favorites, the 2 seed, the 1 seed that lost, I still think that's pretty good. We would have gotten
you might have
3
hit like
wrong.
3.
Yeah.
We might have gotten 3, but we would have been like, we would have gotten 3 wrong at some point.
All right, the lowest. We got to move on. The lowest seed ever to make the Final Four was an 11 seed. It's happened 6 times. So just if you were curious, Molly, tell us about Zoa.
Yeah, I love my Zoa Energy. Today I am drinking Tropical Punch. I've still got some in here, guys. So good. The flavors are all amazing. I love that it's packed with natural ingredients like caffeine from green coffee and green tea, which fuels both my workouts and my busy work days. You can pick up some Zoa for yourself. Find them at any of your local grocers. You can head over to zoaenergy.com to learn more. This is Jim, Matt, and Molly.
Champions aren't made overnight, and neither was Pizza Hut's Stuffed Crust Pizza. They're the OG, the GOAT, the one and only. Others may try to copy, but they're not like Pizza Hut. For a limited time, score big with a large 3-topping stuffed crust pizza for just $11.99. It's perfect for watching big games on the go. Hurry, you won't want to miss this championship deal before it's gone. Head to one of their locations or order online at pizzahut.com. Pizza Hut, no one out-pizzas the Hut.
Hi, this is Dave Kane. You're listening to Madison's Home of the Bucks, a good Karma brand radio station, 100.5 ESPN WTLX, Monona, Madison.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio, this is your Metro Kia of Madison Sports Center.
Good afternoon, Madison. I'm Ron Wollersheim, and this is your Sports and Update brought to you by Zimmer Honda's presentation of Prep Mania. ESPN Madison is your radio home of the WIA Boys State Basketball Tournament semifinals Thursday and Friday, and all 5 state championship games are on Saturday. Catch it all right here on 100.5 ESPN and Wisconsin On Demand. And it is still basketball week here across the country as Wisconsin Badgers, they play in their first game of the NCAA tournament tomorrow, taking on 14 seed Montana. That's at 12:35 tip time here, not here, but on True TV or one of the many, many stations you will be watching games on this weekend. And then Marquette also playing on Friday night as they take on George Mason in the first round of the NCAA tournament. Then the Milwaukee Bucks last night, they fell in their first of a 5-game road trip, falling to the Warriors 104-93 out there in Golden State. The Bucks will be back at it tomorrow night as they take on the Lakers at a 9:30 p.m. tip time. Means pregame coverage starts at 9 right here on 100.5 ESPN. And then, as the Reed said, catch all your high school basketball coverage this week right here on 100.5 ESPN, home of the state's playoffs.
Metro Kia of Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealer. Stop into Metro Kia on the east side of Madison or metrokiaofmadison.com.
Everybody's ego takes a shot on this show.
You gotta keep your chill with Jim, Matt, and Molly.
I am savage.
So you're not special.
Jim, if we want to play this game, we can play this game.
And I'm just like, oh my God, this guy's going to swing on Jim. He's a complicated fellow.
People like me.
I don't think so.
This is Jim, Matt, and Molly. Presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN.
We're learning a lot about each other. It's kind of a roller coaster. Sports is a roller coaster.
Matt, let me ask you a question. Matt, let me ask you a question.
I'm a college basketball fan for literally this week. I like the volume.
I get the volume part of it.
And when you have like severe ADD like me, going into a place that has literally like 8 different games going on at once, it is whelming. It's not overwhelming. It's whelming. It's perfect for a guy like me.
That's an interesting take.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio in downtown Madison. Alongside Matt Hamilton and Molly Brown, here's Jim Rutledge.
It is Jim, Matt, and Molly. We are presented by Coors Light. If the mountains are blue, you know what to do.
And that's
Crush
a Coors Light.
And look, we're so far over clock, we're going to go to break. No, I'm just kidding. We are very far over clock, so we will try to straighten out and get this ship righted here in a minute. Matt Hamilton, Jim Rutledge in the Everlight Solar Studio alongside Chrissy Birdsall and Primetime Wollersheim. Molly Brown up in Beaver Dam. And there is some controversy with the minute to win it. And we might have to make some changes, Ryan. We got an angry host back here.
Yeah.
And Matt Hamilton is a competitive.
Hamilton upset about not being good at his job. Oh no.
I can't believe I couldn't remember back and remember all these have-not schools who have not done anything except for win one game 8 years ago.
Most of these were within the last 5 years.
I feel like we
definitely had 2023.
I feel like we should pull this question at Jim, Matt.
Have-not schools.
Hold on.
Have never been, more likely.
Yeah, 6 of these were within the last 8 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, and when there's 64 games that are going on, or however many games there are in the first
more than
round.
But these are incredibly rare to make the opposite. We didn't set the line that high.
We did set it too high. I'll be honest.
But I set it
way too high.
The
You
initial
had
one
a
was
caller,
2.5.
or not a caller, but you had someone text in saying 1/2 is too high.
Yeah. 0.25 would have been the right line.
Like at this point, people are just going to win if they just take the under. It doesn't even matter what the line
Right.
is.
So
just
I want
take
to
the
get
under.
to a Carbo stock and text line.
The under has been
I want a siding limited poll question. We'll post
Yeah.
this at Jim, Matt, and Molly. 844-770-3776. Matt and I think Molly, but Molly's in a different place, so we can hash this right now, but Matt wants Ryan to take it a little bit easier on him.
I mean, something that, because you made a great example of a way that would have been even like just attainable for me.
I think the way Jim said it and the way that Eric in Green Bay himself, who benefited, he got the $50 gift card, by the way.
Yeah.
Congratulations, Eric. Say you're welcome to Eric.
You're welcome, Eric. Enjoy North and South Green Bay.
Once they expand.
It's right next to the Fitchburg location.
But yes, those were great examples. That's how it should have been set up. So I did put this one together a little last minute.
What was
I'll be
it
honest.
like 2 weeks ago? There was like a weird category. Molly, I know you remember it. Might have been your first one.
Okay, I don't want to get into that part of it. So the question is, just because we're tight on time, we don't have to try to remember back to times you've been aggrieved. But like, the question is, should Ryan, Molly, do you want Ryan to take it easier on you guys?
I mean, just like a
So
tinge.
little.
Not a lot, though, because
Like
I still think it should be
10%.
hard for us.
Yeah.
Okay, so the question is, we'll post this at Jim, Matt, and Molly. Should Ryan take it easier on Matt and Molly for trivia?
Do we even put Molly in there, to be honest?
Yeah.
Let's be honest.
And you know
here.
what? Actually, secondary poll question. You should take it easier on the line, too. I want easier questions and a softer
it's
line.
one of the ones.
Here's what I'll say. Going forward, I'm only letting Jim set the line. I'm no
He
longer
usually does
having
bump
any
me up
input.
the
Oh, I
line.
know he does. I've yelled at him before. It's like, Ryan, stop pushing the lineup. You know I don't know these answers.
But
the history of
that's
this
a compliment to us from Ryan, though, because if he thinks we're smart enough to bump it up.
Yeah, but
What does
he's
that say
been
about
wrong
me? I
about
know
me
you
being
guys.
smart
Exactly.
for 2 years.
That's the problem, is that Jim always sets the line almost perfectly, and I bump it up too high. And I'll be honest. I'll be
See,
fully
AC and
honest.
Tosta goes the other way. The 3.5 line was complimentary. He thought you got like, hey,
Oh,
he
come
believes
Yeah,
in
no,
you.
I get that, but like,
I have no belief in you
don't.
guys.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
Follow
And you
your
shouldn't.
heart. Ryan, you. How long have we done this show? Did you really think I was going to get a 15 or 16 seed at any point?
You said earlier this week.
I love watching
we gotta get to break.
basketball for these couple days, but it's clearly at a bar with a Coors in the
So
hand.
you love watching, you don't love remembering. I'll remember that next time.
Exactly.
Matt, it
That's
was,
how I go
look,
through,
Matt,
like, every day.
I love when Ryan does call you out on you claim Mr. College Basketball. I love college basketball. I don't mind that, but he could do it a little bit softer.
I can still
Like, if you asked
really
him to
enjoy
name-
these weekends and not know anything about it.
You could have asked him to say, yeah, but it's one thing to enjoy and another thing to kind of, you do at times present yourself as like, I'm
on the radio.
Like,
I should
Ryan,
try and present it like I know a
let's be
little
honest,
bit
I'm a
more.
college
equally
basketball
hard question for
aficionado.
both of them is name as many members of the Sweet, many teams that made the Sweet 16 last year. That would have been equally hard for them.
I thought about doing the last 10 national champions. I thought about that.
That's the one that I guessed. Me and Matt always try to guess the category,
Well, we
and that's
have
what I
to,
said.
and like Ryan, to his credit, is never. You guys have never guessed it, so he does do a good job of that.
True.
So I think that
and we've
taking
never- yeah,
taking
we've
it
never-
easier can include the line. Like that can include the line.
Yeah.
Matt also wanted to get rid of 3 strikes. It's absolutely not. That creates a
I
drama.
do think there could be a way, especially with the going back and forth between you and Molly. There's a way to make it easier going forward. We will hash it
But
out.
keeping the strikes.
It'd be
that
great
creates
if we had
drama.
longer than a minute too.
No.
If we wanna propose some rule changes.
No,
definitely not more than a
This
minute.
segment,
2 minutes to win
You know
it.
my thoughts on this. You know my thoughts on this. Trivia is a bore unless there is speed and drama and competition.
Jim
and we've
cannot
created
stand
all
more
those
than
things.
60. He can't last more than 60
Fine.
seconds.
I could barely
trivia.
last the 60 seconds of this trivia.
That's
I'll
what
be
she
fully
said.
honest. Yes, it is what she said. I think of trivia.
Jim's
that I
like
can
me
go
at a
longer. All right,
stoplight.
so this is Jim, Matt, and Molly. We are presented by Coors Light, but let me tell you about J&K Security Solutions. Molly heard me. For over 35 years, J&K has been Madison's trusted name in security. Whether you're a homeowner or a business owner, they're your one-stop shop for all things security. From cutting-edge intercom systems for your office to simply replacing that old lock on your front door. They've got you covered with a network of top-tier suppliers. They create customized solutions tailored just for you. At J&K, customer service is their top priority, and your peace of mind is always their mission. This is Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light.
Hey, this is Matt's Chicago Doppelganger. You're listening to Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN Madison.
They did it again. For the 5th time, Siding Unlimited, the 30-year-old Wisconsin family-owned company, is the Pella Window and Door Company's Platinum Premier Certified Contractor of the Year in the whole USA. Siding Unlimited is here in Madison with a dynamic outside-in showroom. See Siding Unlimited's window, door, roofing, deck, and other great outside stuff inside at 2018 South Stoughton Road, south of Buckeye. See Siding Unlimited's frequent Instagram posts or go to sidingunlimited.com.
Coors Light presents To Chill or Not to Chill. When your friend skips your favorite song on the playlist. End the friendship. Or choose chill because that song lives rent-free in your head anyway. And you planned ahead by bringing Coors Light to the party. And the sound of that ice-cold can cracking open was music to your ears already. Coors Light. Choose chill. Celebrate responsibly. 2024 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
Zimbrick Honda has been a proud part of the Madison community since 1973. They're your one-stop shop for over 250 new Hondas to choose from. Whether you're looking for a sedan, SUV, or truck, their selection of new vehicles is second to none. Stop in today at their location on Fish Hatchery Road and lease a 2025 Honda Passport EXL for as low as $349 per month. Or browse their vehicle selection online at ZimbrickHonda.com. That's ZimbrickHonda.com. Shop local, shop Zimbrick Honda.
At Gruber Law Offices, we take great pride in helping those who have trusted us after a serious accident. Our team has the knowledge, resources, and experience to get you the results you deserve. Don't wait to get the help you need. Make the right call. Call Gruber Law Offices today. Proud partner of your Milwaukee Bucks. One call, that's all.
Hi, Drew and Jonathan Scott here, reminding you that a lot of life's firsts are better with help from American Family Insurance. Like your first home expansion or your first big lightning strike. There's a first for everything. Get the right home policy at the right price with the right help from American Family's agents. Life's better when you're under American Family's roof. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. American Family Mutual Insurance Company SI and its operating company 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Ben Brust here to tell you about the Princeton Club. If you're looking for a place where you can better yourself while having a wonderful atmosphere, you have it at the Princeton Club. Strong communities, strong body, and strong mind. All it takes is one small step to start today. You will see that you have everything you need in order to achieve all of your goals. Find your better tomorrow at the Princeton Club. 8 Madison locations where you go in there, you take a tour, and you realize this is a place for me. Find more at PrincetonClub.net.
This is a test. This station is conducting a test of the emergency alert system. This station has conducted a test of the emergency alert system.
In the next 30 seconds, I'm going to tell you how to save money and save the planet. It's simple. Ditch your energy bill and make the switch over to Everlight Solar. While electricity prices keep rising, Everlight Solar will give you the chance to take ownership of your power while also reducing your carbon footprint. As a local company based out of Madison, they'll be there with you every step of the way as you make the switch to solar. To learn more about how you can save money and save the planet, go to everlightsolar.com.
Welcome back to Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Metro Kia of Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealership.
He's coming out, 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 he's coming out. It's there.
Jim, Matt, and Molly continue live from the Everlight Solar Studio. And I would like just to reiterate, this is why I hate trivia, because we've spent way too much time, and then Matt in the break is like, Matt has not cared about anything as much as cared about trivia, and there's literally nothing I care about less on this show than who wins Minute to Win It. But Matt Hamilton, Jim Rutledge, with you in the Everlight Solar Studio. Chrissy Birdsall with us as well, along with Ryan. Primetime Laura Sean behind the glass here. I don't think our fans care who wins either. All they care about is getting the North and South Seafood and Smokehouse gift cards. But for Matt Hamilton, this is like the biggest thing.
If you try and get rid of this, I'm out of here.
The most important thing.
That's the way to get me off the show. Just get rid of trivia.
I'm just saying, the only thing people care about with trivia, and you put too much thought and care into how you perform in it, is do they get the gift card or not?
No,
yeah, but people like to play along, though.
I play along. Exactly. I love the trivia show.
Right, but nobody cares if Matt
no one cares if
I
win or Molly wins or not me or Molly, but me and Molly win or Ryan wins or the line wins. Like, you're right. No one cares about that, but they like playing the game.
They probably like it when we suck so bad.
Flame out in 15 seconds.
And that's the other
part
of it
is. They don't get to sit and guess it.
Radio, be really good or really bad. It's entertaining. You're speaking yourself back into.
Well, we're really good at being bad, so.
You're very entertaining.
That means I'm good at my job. Thank you very much.
I am not entertained.
Thank you.
So I assume no one else is
You are
entertained.
the least important person to be entertained.
If I'm not entertained, I just assume no one else is either.
Well, you know what happens when you assume. Molly Brown up at Beaver Dam. And we have we're in the Everlight Solar Studio. We have a Siding Limited poll question here. What's more embarrassing, the Packers push to ban the Tush push or Aaron Rodgers getting put on the back burner by the Vikings? Right now it is still 60-40 Aaron Rodgers. You can chime in on that, 844-770-3776. Carl was talking text line. This is more. The tournament is coming up. This is our last show during this time slot for the week. On Friday, we'll be filling in for Wildy and Tausch. Tomorrow we're off, and so we're just going to put our feet up and hang out. But and watch a lot of basketball, including the Badgers. But outside of the Badgers, and you can chime in on this, 844-770-3776. Carl was talking text line. List is more. What are some of your favorite NCAA tournament stories over the last few years? You know, or just in general, in your time watching. So you can go back to Marquette with Dwayne Wade, and they made that run, and he carried Marquette to the Final Four. That was truly an amazing run. I remember watching Illinois with Deron Williams and D. Brown and Luther Head, and that team made a great run with not Bill Self. Who was their coach? Bruce Weber was their coach. So, I remember Arizona with Miles Simon and Michael Bibby, the Maryland Terrapins with Stevie Franchise, Carmelo Anthony with Syracuse. So, any of those come to mind outside of the Badgers of some really fun NCAA stories that you've been able to enjoy. Maybe it's all the Cinderellas. 844-770-3776.
Molly, you got one?
No.
Okay, I do.
I'm not a huge I enjoy this time of year, but I'm not a huge follower of it, if that makes sense. It's just, I don't know. Like I said, there's so many teams in it, but I feel like I remember FAU, Jim. Can't that is that one of your favorite moments too?
You don't have to. You can share mine. Yeah, FAU obviously one of my all-time favorites, and I remember being very devastated when they ruled Davis took the shot. I think it was after time expired, because it would have been the game-winning shot, and it was after time expired. That was devastating for me for FAU. I did end up, my team went that run. I was definitely part of it. That was great, but I guess if you don't have specifics,
I do have a specific
Sister
one.
Jean, like I said in Minute to Win It, I remember that one.
Yeah, there's some, if you let
once I start
the
thinking
juices
about
cook
it,
a little bit, you'll come up
Wait,
with some.
Wisconsin,
I got one.
obviously.
I was just curious if Molly did. My all-time favorite was, and outside of the Badgers, was Kemba Walker with UConn. That run that they made, I just remember, I think it was the semifinal, and it was maybe a game-winning shot. He absolutely broke some defenders' ankles at the top of the key and pulled up. And yeah, Kemba Walker was probably my favorite college basketball player for a little bit.
That's a great one.
And then there was I really enjoyed the Jimmer Fredette. Was that BYU, right?
Yep.
Just raining threes.
But I don't think that he made much of a run. That might have been the season for him then, yeah.
I think they got Sweet 16, but he was just a deep ball killer, and that's just fun. Didn't last year some team from Michigan that sounds like they should be from California do pretty well?
Oakland.
Yeah, that's it.
I forgot about that. Isn't the guy that the guy that broke the record? Doesn't he play for the Herd?
He's from Wisconsin,
sure.
I believe.
He's from Pewaukee.
He was 72 years old.
His name is Jack Galkey.
Yeah.
He was
I think he
24.
plays-
He's retired now.
No,
I thought he played for the Herd.
He plays for the Herd.
Yeah.
Jim.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying he was super
He's
old.
retired from college. He didn't graduate. He retired from it.
Hold on, Chrissy. You said where does he play
They
right now?
retired him.
Motor City. He got traded a few weeks ago. I did
Oh,
the Herd
okay.
game last Friday,
Yeah.
and I was doing my prep, and I was so excited because I was like, oh my God, Jack Wilkie's going to be there. And then I saw he got traded, and it was so devastating because I wanted to see this guy rip it from three.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, he is honestly on his way to being part of the Globetrotters, if that's still a thing. He's kind of like a
It is
carnival
still a
act.
thing.
So not that I was paying super close attention to this, because again, I was at a Final Four game, the championship game. I don't even remember who Virginia played. But there's Coors Lights were flowing. It was a fantastic time. It was up at U.S. Bank Stadium. Who did Virginia play?
that
in
was recently then.
Yeah. It was
That was
like
6 years
19,
ago?
18?
I said it as one of the teams you guys couldn't name. we listed
Who was
it
it?
off. It was UMBC. What does that stand
No,
for?
No,
no,
he's saying when they
I
went
went
to
to
the
the
when they won the
championship game.
title.
Virginia played somebody
In the title game?
In the title
Yeah, they won a
played
national
Texas
championship.
Tech.
There you go.
Texas Tech. that's it.
I would have won $260 if Texas Tech had won that game.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah, I would have won my first and only ever bracket bowl.
844-770-3776. Chime in with your
Bracket bowl?
favorite non-Wisconsin Badger NCAA tournament memories. AC and Tosa mentions all the Gonzaga runs ending in championship game losses. Those were great. Adam Morrison, remember him, the guy with the mustache, an early adapter of the mustache. He had long curly hair and the mustache. He's about 6'9". I don't know how you don't know who he is. He was a cultural icon and got like the 4th pick by Charlotte, maybe. Like when
was this?
2007, 6, something like that.
He does the color commentary for Gonzaga games now, too.
Yeah, I mean, he is the Matt Hamilton of Gonzaga. Like, he is just like their mascot. They love him.
Sounds awesome.
And he had like one shining moment, pun intended, and then your shiny gold medal and his shiny moment. And he was also famous, though. One, he was diabetic, so he'd take shots, but he also, I think, cried when they lost the title and people dunked on him for crying. It's like, you know, if you lose the title, I think it's okay to cry. But then you had Butler runs as well. Butler with the Brad Stevens coaching them with Mack and Gordon Hayward. That was remember Gordon Hayward took that half-court shot that hit the backboard, hit the front of the rim. It was too hard, so it went out. But there was, I don't know, it looked like a 50-50 shot. That shot was going to go in.
They were an inch away from upsetting Duke in that game. I remember exactly where I was.
On a half-court shot.
I remember exactly where I was.
I was at my parents' place for that one. I think I had some friends over where, like, when I lived in Beaver Dam, I didn't spend time up there, so I went back to Cedarburg and was watching the game with some friends.
I was watching that in a hotel room with my parents and my brother. And then I think, 2 years later is when I remember distinctly being in a hotel room watching Wisconsin lose to Florida on the Chioza shot.
Oh, my
the
gosh.
actual,
that one hurts.
Basically three-point runner.
Yeah.
It felt like a half-court shot at the time.
Yeah.
That was a tough one.
On the private talk text line, Hopper, one of our marketing consultants, chimes in. UNLV in the early 90s, if you know, you know. Tark the Shark, Jerry Tarkanian, Greg Anthony, Larry Johnson, and Stacey Augmon, the Plastic Man. But, like, that team was loaded. Like, that team was probably 100% NIL illegal, but like it was Las Vegas, then they had like 3 pros. Like Greg Anthony, Stacey Augmon played easy 10-plus career, and Larry Johnson was the lottery pick and borderline. I mean, probably a Charlotte Hornet Hall of Famer and played with the Knicks a little bit too. So like that team was loaded, and they played the Duke teams with like Christian Laettner and Grant Hill and Bobby Hurley. So like those battles back and forth in the 90s, I will never forget. The moment I will never forget, and again, chime in 844-770-3776, and we'll go to break on this. I will never forget. It was after either basketball practice or like a basketball game that we all went to whatever, they're in Cedarburg. It's not free advertising. Tommaso's in Cedarburg. And Tiny TV is a local pizza place, Italian place, and we had like a end-of-the-year pizza party there or something. And we're watching the game back and forth. My dad hated Duke. And I was upset for whatever reason at that point. I liked Duke with Laettner and all of them. And Laettner getting the toss in from, I believe, Grant Hill threw it to him. I could be wrong on who threw the pass, but Christian Laettner gets the ball at the free throw line on a long out-of-bounds play. There's basically less than maybe a second and a half left. Looks like Duke's going to lose. He does like a kind of catches it back to the basket, fakes to the right, turns to the left, fadeaway shot, and hits it to win it for Duke. The amount of times I took that shot in my driveway against my brother, and then down in the basement we had to pop a shot, is uncountable. So, like, those are the moments that are great in the NCAA tournament. What is also great is Chalmers Jewelers in Madison and in Middleton. They're Madison's custom jeweler. They are Madison's family-owned jeweler. If you are looking to get a birthday present, like Matt Hamilton, that's his spot for it.
Oh, yeah.
I've gotten plenty of things for my wife at Chalmers Jewelers as well, and then obviously plenty of watches. I got a watch from there
get
too.
Yourself
so
a present.
treat yourself over at Chalmers Jewelers in Madison and in Middleton. This is Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light.
You're listening to Jim, Matt, and Molly.
Wait, you admitted to dropping a dealer off?
Well, I didn't tell the drug part of it. I just said, like, hey, we just were taking advantage of Milwaukee. Like, we feel like idiots.
I'm just some dummy from Cedarburg. Help me.
It was in Cedarburg.
I'm
Yeah.
from Ozark County.
It was in Cedarburg. Yeah. So, you want to pay that ticket? You want to deal with that?
Presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN.
Since J&K Security Solutions opened in 1987, our attention to detail and customer service have been our strongest assets. I'm President Jeffrey Beckman. We'll always do our best to find the most efficient and cost-effective solution to every job we tackle. Whether it's security for your home or business, installing video surveillance, or being able to control your garage doors from your phone, We can help you feel empowered with simple and user-friendly technology. Let's work together to secure your home or business. jksecurity.com.
Hi, Dave from Canopy Wealth Management here. Our balanced approach helps guide you through a complex and ever-changing landscape. Throughout your family's financial planning journey, we will serve as a partner, advocate, and steward in all aspects to help you achieve your goals with confidence. At Canopy, care, competence, and clarity, it's not just a tagline, it's a promise. Go to canopy-wealth.com to get started today. That's canopy-wealth.com.
All day, every day, the Carbless Talk and Text line is open for you. 844-770-3776. The Carbless Talk and Text line. This is more.
Hello, I'm John Hayes, the owner of Goodman's Jewelers. It's been my pleasure to serve this community from this incredible store for over 4 decades. We stand upon high standards and classic traditions, pillars like honesty and integrity. Stop into Goodman's Jewelers, the longest-standing full-service jewelry store in the heart of Madison at 220 State Street. Goodman's Jewelers, the diamond store of Madison since 1933.
The best is at Goodman's.
This is a test. This station is conducting a test of the emergency alert system. This station has conducted a test of the emergency alert system.
Oh my gosh, Allie, did you look at Janet's roof? Ugh, it's like so flat. It looks like one of those roofing contractor commercials. Who even understands those roofing guys anyways?
I like flat roofs and I cannot lie. You other contractors can't deny. TPO way up high. I'm hooked and I can't stop staring.
If you want a roof that's worth staring at, Avondale Roofing is where you go. Your roofing experts for over 30 years. AvondaleRoofing.com.
You're only minutes away from a better buying experience at Simden Chevy in Mount Horeb. Jim Rutledge here. What is a better buying experience? Well, that's the thing. You get to define it. It is the experience that is customized to you. What experience do you want at a car dealership? They can be your trusted friend or your trusted expert. So if you're in the market for a new or new-to-you Silverado, Colorado, Blazer, Trailblazer, remember, you're only minutes away from a better buying experience. And that's at Simden Chevy in Mount Horeb.
Finding the special healthcare resources families need just got easier. Wisconsin Wayfinder Children's Resource Network helps kids with delays, disabilities, special healthcare needs, and mental health conditions. Call toll-free 877-947-2929. Ask questions, get answers. Connect today toll-free 877-947-2929. Sponsored by the Wisconsin Department of Health Services.
Unity Point Health Meritor is proud to be ESPN Madison's Mental Health Month sponsor this March. Explore resources at unitypoint.org/Madison. With the right support, every child and teen can find a path to better mental health.
Welcome back to Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN. Also brought to you by J&K Security Solutions.
Yeah. You know who it is. Yeah. You know who it is. Everything you shoot, is going in. Yeah. Screaming that's nothing. When he pulls the buzzer shot.
Winners go to Ho Chunk Gaming Madison. Lots of winners will be crowned over the weekend. We'll see who gets to the Sweet 16. Hopefully the Badgers are one of them. Go be a winner. Go to Ho Chunk Gaming Madison. That's where winners go. Millions of dollars are won every single weekend at Ho Chunk Gaming Madison. Before we get to playing Throwing Stones, Jim Rutledge, Matt Hamilton with you. Primetime Wollersheim behind the glass. Chrissy Birdsall with us in the Everlight Solar Studio. Molly Brown up in Beaver Dam. I have a couple more texts. One, Ben in Madison says, my earliest tournament memory is Mario Chalmers hitting a game-winning 3 for Kansas against a loaded Memphis team. I remember that one. I was down in Florida for that one. Big fan of Derrick Rose on that Memphis team. And that's who that loaded Memphis team he's referencing. That's the main loaded player there was Derrick Rose. We have, again, the private talk and text line. 10 years ago when the Badgers played at the Bradley Center, Stayed in Milwaukee whole weekend for a bachelor party, just interacting with other teams and fans, win or lose after the game. It was an amazing experience. I will say that I was in Milwaukee for the games at Pfizer Forum, and a couple years ago when the Badgers lost to Iowa State, and I was there for the Cornell victory. I didn't see the Iowa State loss, but it is really fun to be around it. I've been around it down in Florida as well. It is one of those experiences where you don't even necessarily have to go to the game, but you can get to the early round games pretty affordably, especially when teams start to lose. So it is something that should put on a bucket list, and it's an attainable bucket list thing, but it's just a good vibe if you like the tournament and the whole kind of.
I like the idea
ambiance.
of like neutral field and a bunch of fans all traveling in. Like, I don't have a early round March Madness kind of like story, but I was down near one of the sites during like the bowl game frenzy, and I was just at ASU.
Oh, I've been that too, yeah.
And yeah, there's just like fans from it was TCU versus somebody in some like the Sundance Bowl or whatever the Arizona one was, some
Fiesta Bowl.
Who knows? It wasn't an important one. It was a little lower than that, but like it was just cool being amongst all these fans. Like everyone traveled in to be here, and I had traveled in to hang out, so it just seemed like a really cool.
I've done the Orange Bowl and the Rose Bowl and the Orange Bowl a couple of times, so those are really good time as well.
Rose Bowl's on my bucket list for sure.
It
I feel like it's on everybody's.
It absolutely should be. I would like to do it again when I didn't feel like I'm dying. I remember last time I had the stomach flu, and I think I lost about 15 pounds the 5 days beforehand. So it's all kind of a vague, hazy, flu-ridden memory. But let's get throwing stones.
1, 2, 3, up.
Some takes are cooler than others.
You know this kid is as cool as the other side of the pillow.
Some opinions are just cooler than the rest.
That was cooler than being cool. Ice cold.
And if you keep it chill, then it's a cold take.
Chill out. I'm chill. I'm chill as a cucumber, man.
I'm always the coldest.
This is Throwing Stones, presented by Metro Kia of Madison, Madison's chillest Kia dealership.
Yeah, guys, before we get to any real throwing stones, on our Jim, Matt, and Molly Siding Unlimited poll question, Brandon in Tulsa chiming in about the question, does Ryan Wollersheim need to start taking it easier with his trivia categories for Matt and Molly? He says, absolutely not. Matt and Molly should be studying up on these things, part of the job.
Studying up on any random topic you
You're
could
a college
possibly
basketball
throw.
diehard. I assume you're watching like highlight reels of these teams.
No. I am watching
now. To be
plenty
fair,
of games.
Matt
beer
doesn't
in hand.
have TikTok, but use Instagram. My TikTok feed is basically full of March Madness moments.
Right now, my YouTube's full of bracket predictors.
He's looking at the quad. What is it? The
quad box
of excellence.
See, I skipped through that.
Oh yeah! Oh my gosh!
Honestly,
I love
could that
that.
be my stone?
The quadrants of excellence.
No, these stupid bracket. It's like the fantasy football thing. Where like all these bracket, I came up with this random stat and this random stat. Now I'm an expert. All these quote unquote NCAA experts and bracketologists are the most annoying people on the face of the earth because apparently everyone now is a bracketologist, and it's just like fantasy football. Like at this point, it's just like your opinion, man. Like because everyone's got one. You can find whatever take you want. You can find a take that has the Badgers, and I know this because I've been looking up. Badgers in the Final Four, you can find some people to spin you the stats why it'll happen. Badgers losing to BYU or VCU, easy to find people to spin it that way too. So it's basically, again, like
that was
everything
you
else
the other day
internet.
on our show.
But I'm not claiming to be a bracketologist. I know about the Badgers
Judgmental
basketball
Jim.
team. I'm not trying to tell you about everyone else.
Okay.
Like the rest
You
of
were
my
giving us a good breakdown of VCU. I thought it was a good breakdown.
Because the
You watched
Badgers
a lot
are
of
playing
film.
VCU. Well, I'm looking specifically Badgers versus VCU and BYU and Alabama because I feel like I am an expert on the Badgers. Now,
We got to get past Montana first.
I'm not going to. If they don't get by Montana, then maybe we should talk about moving some things along. But I'm just going to say this. The bracketology stuff is annoying because I'm not trying to. The rest of my bracket is all just, I don't know, it's what I feel.
So you don't agree with the trapezoid of excellence created by Ryan Hammer on Twitter?
That could be
that's
all.
Matt Hamilton's.
That could literally
I
be.
love that.
You could have made that all up. Like all those words could be completely made up, and I'd be like,
Trapezoid.
The trapezoid of excellence, Matt Hamilton.
It's real. Oh my goodness! Is it? It's that's a good watch.
So it's the teams that fall in a certain.
So this
like,
guy's a millionaire, like a billionaire, like
yeah, because he's won so many years in a row. 100%.
Okay.
Yeah, he's got 39.4 thousand.
But he's still
followers.
cranking out these things because he needs more money.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait, he's won what so many times?
the bracket.
Like he's gotten it fully right.
That's what Jim was getting at. It's like, if this guy's so good, he should be a billionaire.
Yeah. Okay. Gotcha. Sarcasm. Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No. He basically.
I was going to say, wow. I didn't know anybody's ever gotten it fully right.
So like, obviously, there's upsets, right? There's some.
Yeah,
ESPN
stuff. Does the bracketology thing.
It's more of like it puts teams in a quadrant based on like pace of play and things like that.
Yes, but they all have the same. That's the thing. They all have the same stats. They're all just read them differently. Ken Palm is the originator of this, and it's still the baseline for all the stats.
This one's just very nice to look at. It's aesthetically the best.
It's the one
to look at. It's the one that makes sense.
It's the one for Matt Hamilton.
Yes,
it's the one for everybody.
No, because I guarantee
this one's good. You'll love it.
It's for you.
Frustrated.
Robin Madison says he remembers Scotty Thurman with the Razorbacks. That was a heck of a team, too, as well.
Oh, the Hogs.
Yeah. Corliss, Williamson, and Scotty Thurman. But I would say that, I can't stand any of those stupid things because they're all using the same stats. They're all just spinning them the same way they want to, and they're just presented in a way that you, the specific user, can consume it. But you know what? It's not going to happen, Matt. When was the last time? Have you ever won real money?
What's real money? Like
$100.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
How many times have you won a bracket using this guy's thing?
Oh, this guy! I found him last year. 0.
Okay.
Never won it using this guy's thing.
Needs a bigger sample size, Jim. Come on.
Yeah, exactly. Like I've only heard of the trapezoid of excellence for less than 365 days.
We used to have a prognosticator on our air, not for the tournament stuff, but like you spin enough out there, and yes, you can hedge and play things enough to be a winner, but like. And you can make a living at it, but it's like the movie Rounders with card playing. You're just grinding it out and rounding it out to make a living based off the math and the numbers. You don't have some sort of magic formula because it doesn't exist, is my whole point. And they spin this stuff and they pop it out for clicks like they have the magic formula. It doesn't exist. There is no magic formula. You are more likely to win the lottery twice in a year, the Powerball twice in a year, than you are to have a perfect bracket.
That's crazy.
I'm going to have a perfect bracket this year, I think. It's pretty good. The trapezoid of excellence will not steer me wrong again.
Yeah. God, you are. I mean, people who sell things must love Matt Hamilton.
Yeah, yeah. I'm your target demographic, always.
I like everything.
I do like everything.
This is shiny and easy for me to consume. I'm in.
Yeah. Thank you. And now you're getting it. Now you're starting to figure it out.
Right, and that's why for more substance and style, but there is good style at Ruth's Chris Steakhouse in Middleton. We love Ruth's Chris Steakhouse in Middleton for the sizzle, swizzle, and swirl happy hour. Lee over there is fantastic. Kevin's great. Get yourself a steak sandwich, fried calamari, old-fashioned Coors Light, and you'll have the time of your life. Honestly, Thursday, Friday, you want a classy way to watch some of these games? Go to Ruth's Chris Steakhouse. They got a couple of TVs up at the bar, plenty of places. It's not a sports bar, but if you want it kind of a more casual, like a kind of a cool atmosphere to watch the games, I would recommend Ruth's Chris Steakhouse in Middleton. They like sports over there. This is Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light.
You're listening to Jim, Matt, and Molly.
Could you imagine if I had to like pretend to be somebody different than I am? Like I would have to be like, oh, I love my husband all the time. Like that would be awful. That would be horrible.
Okay.
Yeah, I couldn't imagine.
God.
Presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN, ESPN Madison on YouTube, and Wisconsin On Demand.
Free Food Friday on ESPN Madison is brought to you by Vintage Brewing Company. Whether you're looking to get carry-out, delivery, or dine in, Vintage Brewing has lots of great options on their menu. Vintage Brewing Company prides themselves on being a great place to hang out and enjoy classic Midwestern hospitality. Vintage Brewing Company has multiple award-winning beers, so be sure to try one the next time you're in. Head to VintageBrewingCompany.com to make a reservation today. That's VintageBrewingCompany.com.
Listen to Madison Money Guy every Saturday morning at 7 a.m. on 100.5 ESPN and ESPNWisconsin.com.
I like to refer to inflation as the silent killer. It's an invisible risk. It's just the idea that things get more expensive over time. You're going to need milk and eggs when you're in your early 60s and when you're in your early 80s. You're going to get a loaf of bread, and it's going to be more expensive 20 years from now.
Christian Finfrock is the Madison Money Guy. Call him today at 208-1800.
UW Credit Union presents the Prep Mania Student Athlete of the Week, supporting local student athletes as they grow on the field, in the classroom, and in the community. UW Credit Union is here for every you. Learn more at uwcu.org. Here's Dennis Semrau with the UW Credit Union Student Athlete of the Week.
Our ESPN Madison UW Credit Union Student Athlete of the Week, Truman Mankowski, Madison La Follette, a Lancer. What does it mean to you to be a Lancer?
It means take pride in what you're doing. Always looking to better yourself, better your team, better others, and just serve back.
What do you like about football? What attracted you to the sport? Yeah, you're a big guy. It kind of fits, right?
It was the aggressiveness, and it was also one of the sports my brother did, and I was just really passionate about it.
Your brother, Jackson, and 3 years older, but you got to play with him.
I did.
What kind of lessons did he teach you? I think you said something about him pushing you.
Oh, yeah. It was just do your best at all times. And if you don't do your best, because he's the only person that knew if I was actually trying my absolute best.
Ben Brust here to tell you about the Princeton Club. If you're looking for a place where you can better yourself while having a wonderful atmosphere, you have it at the Princeton Club. Strong communities, strong body, and strong mind. All it takes is one small step to start today. You will see that you have everything you need in order to achieve all of your goals. Find your better tomorrow at the Princeton Club. 8 Madison locations where you go in there, you take a tour, and you realize this is a place for me. Find more at PrincetonClub.net.
From color-changing alexandrite to shimmering zircon and everything in between at Chalmers Jewelers, you'll find high-quality, affordable, one-of-a-kind pieces. We source straight from the gem cutters, and we manufacture in-house from start to finish. As the manufacturer, we believe in truth in pricing. Never pay more for quality and stunning, beautiful jewelry. She's one of a kind, and so should her jewelry be. While others may send your jewelry dreams to someone else to make, with us, your dreams become reality with the help of our custom jewelers, with you involved the whole way. With a staff that has over 200 years of combined experience, why buy from a place that marks up jewelry made by the thousands? When you can buy direct from Chalmers for that one-of-a-kind piece that is better quality, often for less.
Chalmers Jewelers in Middleton
and Madison.
Welcome back to Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Metro Kia Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealership.
Oh yeah, round and round, round they go. I get around. Still clown with the underground when we come around. Around and round, round they go.
Gruber Law Offices, Thanasis Live is back March 29th at Potawatomi Casino Hotel. Join Thanasis Antetokounmpo for a live show that is going to entertain fans like none other. Last year, Thanasis surprised the MVP Giannis Antetokounmpo with a surprise appearance from ESPN's Stephen A. Smith, so you never know what Thanasis has planned for 2025. Visit ESPN Madison on Twitter for event and ticket info, excitement, and entertaining you can't get anywhere else. This is Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light. Getting a check of the Carbless Talk and text line. Rob in Madison says, I once made $1,000 on a bet with a tourney game. Replay the day after when we were bored at work, and a cocky guy came in for his check. I should have read that one beforehand. I got a little nervous reading that one. As soon as I saw Rob in Madison, I was like, oh, God, where's this $1,000 bet going? Shouldn't have started with that
Molly
one.
Brown, not contractually obligated to read the talk and text line. Carbless talk and text line 844-770-3776. List is more. And we did have a siding limited poll question. 2 of them we'll get back to in a second. First one at Jim, Matt, and Molly. We asked you, does Ryan need to be easier on trivia categories right now? 100% say no.
Take that for data.
100%. Wow.
What?
Savages.
And the other
Savage.
signing limited poll question, what's more embarrassing, the Packers push to ban the Tush push or Aaron Rodgers getting put on the back burner by the Vikings? Right now, 60% of you say Rodgers on the back burner.
Yeah. And they're right.
No. The
That's so
Packers
embarrassing.
being the only team. The
He is
team
tainting
you
his
cheer-
legacy.
You have nothing with Rodgers anymore. There's no connection between Molly Brown and Aaron Rodgers anymore. Your Green Bay Packers asked to get rid of a play because they're not very good at it and other teams are better.
Yeah, that's
That
how
is
embarrassing.
worse. That
That's
is
how
way
embarrassing.
more embarrassing than some guy who's at the tail end of his career who can't find a landing spot for himself. That happens all the time.
No, that's how embarrassing it is that he's reached the point of he is so pathetic at this point that he is just tainting his legacy and he just looks stupid.
I don't think about you at all.
And you cannot argue with that.
I can't. I don't think he's tainting his legacy wanting to play and then being a little bit choosy about who he wants to go to. Wait, you don't think he wants to play football?
He was picked over. He was in the Salvation Army
I know.
safe bid.
We didn't know he was picked over until yesterday. We don't know when he was picked over. I don't blame him for trying to hold out for Minnesota. That's their best chance at winning a championship still. And if you don't go there, you're going to just be fine wherever else you go.
Look, if you're looking to elevate your outdoor living space, the Bruce Company is Dane County's premier retailer of outdoor furniture. Exceptional craftsmanship, all the latest styles and colors, and made with durable materials that hold up to Wisconsin weather. Many sets from deep seating to dining can be custom designed to your style. Find a time to swing by the Furniture Showroom in Middleton and let their trusted trained staff help you bring your outdoor dreams to life. The Bruce Company, your outdoor living experts. We'll be back at it Friday morning on Wildy and Tausch. This has been Jim, Matt, and Molly. Presented by Coors Light.
See ya.
Let's go.
Why is life better with American Family Insurance? Because every policy comes with something very special. A trusted agent who's there to help protect your dreams by finding the right coverage at the right price. Save up to 23% when you bundle home and auto. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Visit amfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Get ready, Madison. The Packers Tailgate Tour rolls back into town on Wednesday, April 9th. Hey, it's Molly Brown from Jim, Matt, and Molly. Join us in supporting Dairyland Sports, a Madison-based nonprofit improving access to sports, fitness, and recreation for individuals with physical disabilities in Wisconsin. Learn more and support the cause at dairylandsports.org/Packers Tailgate. And stay tuned to ESPN Madison for your chance to win VIP tickets to the Packers Tailgate Tour. Sponsored by Visit Verona, Paul's Party, and ESPN Madison.
Coors Light presents To Chill or Not to Chill. When your friend skips your favorite song on the playlist. End the friendship. Or choose chill because that song lives rent-free in your head anyway. And you planned ahead by bringing Coors Light to the party. And the sound of that ice-cold can cracking open was music to your ears already. Coors Light. Choose chill. Celebrate responsibly. 2024 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
When it comes to security for your home and family, you want a winner, and we found one when we placed our trust with J&K Security Solutions. This is Greg Gard. Kim and Jeff hit the game-winning shot for us with the Control 4 home technology system. Home or away, from our smartphones, we can open the garage door, dim the lights, turn on the TV, as well as arm the security system. That's convenience as well as peace of mind. Let J&K Security Solutions do for your home or business like they've done for us. Call 255-5799 or online at jksecurity.com.
This is Monte Ball.
Monte steps to the right, dashes, reaches, touchdown.
You listen to 100.5 ESPN WTLX Monona, Madison.
Sports Center updates on 100.5 ESPN are brought to you by Metro Kia of Madison. Metro Kia of Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealer. Stop into Metro Kia on the east side of Madison or visit metrokiaofmadison.com.
I'm Nick DeLuca. Day 2 of the NCAA tournament. First 4 in Dayton, Ohio. Pair of 16 seeds playing in. Mount St. Mary's in the tourney for the first time in 4 years, taking on American University in March Madness for the first time in 11 years. Tied at 22, 10-16 to go in the first half. Dallas Hobbs, a team-high 8 in the early going for Mount St. Mary's, shooting 9 of 16 from the field. Good start for American from the field as well, 9 of 14. Colin Smalls has a team-high 6. American -2.5 on